shorty looking mad fly. Had me captivated when she walked by. I'm serious, she had me feeling this tingle, son. Stimulated conversation after mingling. Honey was jingling and stretched jeans looking clean. Appearance would enhance any scene, I mean. Feel me? Really? I know it sounds silly, but looking at her was like puffing on a fat fillet. Relaxing, she had this natural attraction. She started laughing when she saw my reaction. Oh my, passed the name and number to the cell. Asked for mine, I said it's Otis, last name is Bell. Also known as the O, the B, the 3, the A, the S, the T. It's me, obese, and you get high. Then I'm your guy.
If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll.
Slow burn. Say what you want, just because I can stand the pain. Take a ride on the great airlines. I promise you'll be glad you came. The fire in your eyes make wetness between your thighs. You say you never blow, I eliminate your disguise. Underneath your green exterior, I gaze. Exploration of your brain leaves me in a purple haze. I see consent as my morals continue living. I just like to engage in a little oral tradition. So pardon my unorthodox approach to blazing luscious. That's just the way I roll. Lick the split before I stuff it. You like it hot, I got enough smoke to choke the average stroke. But tonight I'm trying to go a little deeper. Loving the feel of your lips, taking drags off this gas, just puff and never pass. I'm your high value reaper.
I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track roll.
I'm chilling in my room on this night. I got something tied up in the shower, am I right? A friend in the negligee smiling and she rolling up. Every once in a while looking up, saying, girl, hurry up. She placed her gaze back up on and took a deep sigh and said, I'm so home. You want a drink? I said, yeah. And while she walking to the table, she asked him what I think. I like the way your lips poke, I like she pout. And that ass got my little man shouting. She kinda giggled, oh, you like what you see? Before I can answer, I heard, hey, what about me? I turned around, she got a pose with no clothes, with a leg up on the chair, with her hands on his toes. She said, don't speak, just lay back on the bed. Said something about double hate. Yeah, you heard what she said.
If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track roll. If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track roll.
What's good? It's your boy MC. We finna get ready to get crunk in just a minute. We gonna get crunk in just a minute, but we gonna go ahead and let some music roll through. I'm gonna start to get people up. Wait to hear about it. We can go ahead and talk our last What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Your player, your partner, your homeboy, your brother, MZ in the house. Go ahead, kill it. All right. So Trey X in the house. Salute my brother. Let's go ahead and get it started popping off. We got Eric on the house. Salute my brother. Glad to see you was able to make it. We're gonna go ahead and he say, I just came by to pay my respects. R.I.P. Wilder. I'll give my crow to go at the repass. Oh my goodness, not the repass. All right then. We got Andrew Charles Groban in. He's saying salute. So we're gonna automatically say salute right back to you. We're gonna start diving into the different situations that seem to be popping up throughout boxing and make things happen. Give me a second as I'll go ahead and take care of this. Y'all know how we do. We put the music back on while we take a quick run. Hello?
Hey, when I do a payout, just do the payout and just throw it in the sink?
No, you can't throw it in. How you gonna throw it in the safe? You by yourself? Who here with you? You pay out to her. Yeah, you pay it out to her, then she pay it into her. She pay it into her drawer. Yeah, then she do her safe drops or whatever. If y'all put money in that slot, you must let me know so I can make those changes tomorrow. Okay, right. She pay it into her drawer, and then that's all she have to do. And then she can do all the safe drops in the counter. Okay, I gotta get back to work. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and keep it. Oh, shoot, you didn't even Testing 1, 2. All right, we got had a little situation going up. We back in the house. Let me get my board set up so we can go ahead and talk about the way things are going. Well, Andrew Charles is speaking up. Everybody speaking to each other. He said, in hindsight, I would say that Breland was probably the best voice Wilder had in his corner. Eric R. MZ, you got to salute. We got to keep locker room talk. Oh shit. I thought I did everything backwards. You know how it is sometimes. I'm moving a little awkwardly. And yeah, I guess y'all heard what's going on. Rod X in the house. What's up, my people? What's going on, player? Glad to see you make it in. We gonna well shit. You see the picture. Y'all see the picture. We just gonna roll and talk about it. It's a lot going on. I hear the Dallas Mavericks are still moving in basketball. I hear they doing pretty good. That boy Blair the player, is getting up under AB skin so bad. I seen a press conference or whatever that was you want to call it. AB up there talking about the people with guns and all this. Why? Excuse me. Why is it that our fighters have to jump up there and talk about guns and all this kind of stuff? Let's just keep it about boxing. Let's not lose our heads over anything foolishly. You either get in there and make it happen or you don't. Now, just to let it be clear, I'm going to go on and say this right out the gate. I don't know about y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I know they both coming off long layoffs, but I'm going with the Flair for the simple reason. I just think he's going to beat AB because I don't think AB going to bring it. I think he might. I don't know. All the talking and the camaraderie going back and forth, Blair messing with him with the puppet and just talking crazy to him and getting to him. Is it possible that AB can wake up, that Blair Cobb can wake up that sleeping beast and make AB come back to the old AB that everyone once knew and loved? The one that they were saying was the heir apparent to Floyd? That AB. I don't know if we're going to ever see that guy again. I don't know if we're going to ever see that guy again. You're right, Eric. AB, Cobb is living rent-free in AB's head. What is he going to do about it? Street talk doesn't impress anybody. This is coming from Andrew Charles. Street talk doesn't impress anybody when it comes to boxing. You are so right on that. Your guns and your homeboys and your goons and your goblins and whatever else you want to call them, that ain't going to do you no good once you get in that ring with somebody. Let somebody just straight foolish and do something super stupid. I won't even speak that into the universe. I'll just say I agree with you 100%, Andrew, that street talk doesn't impress anybody, especially when it comes to you going out there and handling your business. Now, I don't know how big of an opportunity this will be, except for AB be able to say that he put hands on Cobb and what have you, and get a win like that. But would it put him back into the march of belts and things of that nature? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. It could turn a page or two and get him on stage to fight for some kind of interim or something. But is that what AB is fighting for? I think AB is fighting because AB trying to get that paper. He trying to get his paper up. I won't doubt him on that, and I ain't gonna knock him for that. You know, we all trying to figure out a way to get our paper up one way or the other. But the fact remains is he ain't been handling his business. We know he ain't been being no gym rat because we've seen him in action on different videos and stuff like that, drinking and partying and what have you, and just being, dare I say, a street dude, pretty much, you know. And I can't account for being able to have a whole bunch of paper on the level of AB and then dropping down to, therefore, not as rich. I guess you would say. I don't know how much he's lost, but apparently he ain't floating like he want to be. And you know, you can't blame nobody for that. But the man is talking about he needs his money, and that's AB. We're gonna see how that stuff break down and see how that fight goes. But yeah, I'm putting my ride on Blair to Flair. Street talk is the new doing it for the culture. Oh, why you have to go ahead and put it doing for the culture with the street talk? Because you know that's like a curse. The minute we say doing it for the culture, somebody go out there and get their ass blasted in more ways than one. So I'm not gonna say we're gonna bring it doing it for the culture. We just gonna let it ride as what it's riding with. Shrek said Tank is talking a similar way to Frank. He must be learning from Broner. You know, I don't know what to say about Tank, bro, when it comes to that, except, yeah, he is talking a lot. And the last person I seen talking a lot and talking about how well they was handling somebody in sparring was Urkovich. And we saw what happened to him. Now, I'm not saying that Tank and Urkovich is on any kind of level with that fight. I'm just making a quick comparison to the last dude that I saw somebody talking crazy about handling somebody was Urkovich. And he went out there against Daniel Dubois, and Daniel looked like, dare I say, he looked like a different fighter. He looked a little motivated. He was working. He went out there and stepped to Urkovich and stopped him. That's right. He went out there and did exactly what he was supposed to do. Is Tank going to be able to do the same thing when it's time for him to go out there against Frank? I still haven't just put my whole into it to decide who I'm going with. I like Frank, but I know that Frank is a late bloomer when it comes to boxing. I know he got started. He got a late start. You know, he got a wrestling background and what have you and all that. But is that going to be enough for him to take it away from Tank that night? I don't know. We'll have to see. They both. He's a live dog. I will give him that. And any night can be an upset. So I won't take that out of his corner. He could have an upset within him, and you know who knows? Tank could be the one to get upset that night, get a large piece of humble pie. But we're gonna have to see how that breaks down and what correlates when it comes down to it, and how both teams strategize and which one of their fighters actually go out there and work the game plan to the fullest. And say, Eric, all laughing out loud. That's what Wilder yelled out after that Zhang right hook turned him around. I had a hard time figuring out what was it that turned Wilder around like that. And y'all know when I have a problem with a video, I have to go back, look at it a whole bunch of times in slow motion. And what I did notice, because when I first saw the punch, I thought he missed Wilder and maybe caught him at the end of the elbow, but that's not what it was at all. He actually caught Wilder coming in with a sweeping shot right across the bridge of Wilder's nose, man. And that's what it looked like to me that turned Wilder around. I could be wrong. I do wear glasses. That's why I watched it more than one time. But I do believe that's what I saw. That super slow motion, when you slow down the slow motion on YouTube as slow as you can, you'll be able to get it. The first couple of times I missed it, but the camera happened to get a slight different angle when they replay, and I slowed it down. It was a sweeping blow across the bridge of the nose that gave Wilder the energy to want to do that turnaround. And God, he turned right around into a big right that put him down on his back, like we see on the picture. And I'm not putting it up there to embarrass him or anything like that. That's part of the show. Rod X said, I actually picked Du Bois over Hrgovic. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rod X. I was kind of thinking that Hrgovic might have been able to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? He was talking that talk and he fooled me. But he didn't fool me. Du Bois fooled me. Du Bois came out there. He seems to be fighting like he has a new fire lit up under it. Maybe there is promises of grandeur and promises of him finally getting a chance, like the top dogs, and try to get his hands on the belt. That's a great possibility. We'll have to see how that goes. But good pick if that's who you roll with, man. Hats off to you. Now, I know the conversation a lot of people are having saying Wilder was exposed in this fight. No, he wasn't. You know, we all knew that Wilder was not the greatest of boxers. We all knew Wilder had an equalizer in the right hand, and that was pretty much what it was that drew people to him like that. And the knockout power was what everybody fell in love with. They always, got to watch Wilder, because you usually see a bomb detonate and you see somebody get their head knocked off and see them get knocked out. Well, look who done stepped into the house. D-Lo 404 Boxing, the voice of reason. He say salute all, and we're going to salute right back. But I see my sister ABO9 done fell in. She said, hey, MZ, blessings to you, mods, and chat. What's up, sis? We've been missing you the last couple of weeks, but I do see that you pop in and say what's up before you go ahead and lay it down. So we appreciate you stopping through as always. You know what I'm saying? So, let's make sure we keep it respectful because we got the ladies in the house. But, we get thug like that sometimes, sister. So it'd be something like that. He said, I also, Rod X said, I also picked Wilder too. So ain't no genius laughing out loud. No, I'm not going to lie to you. Y'all know I like Wilder, but I did not pick him. I told my big bro, I said, go against him. Go against him. I don't think Wilder's going to go out there and do what it was that we was that people were expecting. I was hoping that he was able to go ahead and do something, but I really wasn't expecting it. I wasn't leaning forward thinking that he was going to pull off a knockout. Treg say it's hard to be the man who outweighs you by 68 pounds. This is true. Stephen A. Smith, who I happened to catch talking about Wilder, actually called the man stupid or what have you. I wouldn't say he was stupid. The man outweighed him. It's heavyweight. What can you say? You fighting at heavyweight, you're going to step in the ring with whoever it is you're supposed to fight, however much they weigh. Now, we seen Wilder be outweighed 30 pounds, 20 pounds, stuff like that. He'd go out there and make a good account for himself. At some point, lack of boxing skills, always pretty much 9 times out of 10 being outweighed. At some point, that was going to catch up with him. I really didn't see his skills growing under the tutelage of Malik Scott. I'm gonna go on and be real. We saw a man that actually tried to recreate the wheel, in my opinion, with Malik Scott. He did tell us that you know, he was trying to help Wilder get precision and be precise like a surgeon and all that. And we saw good remnants of it in practice. That's right. In practice. In practice, you know, the heat ain't as hot as it should be. The kitchen ain't on fire. There is no emergency mode. You know what I'm saying? We can stop when we want to stop. We can catch a breath. You know, we can take breaks. But when you step into that ring and the lights are bright and the people have paid their money to see it go down, that is the time that we look for the tutelage to come through, the skills, the game plan, all of that. And I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. You know, they made it's been a point made. I think this is the fourth fight that Wilder has been up under the Malik Scott, and they're 1-3. So, Wilder being exposed, like I said, it's not an exposed thing. It was more of we already knew that he was all. I think people really was watching Wilder because they were trying to see how far he could go. How far can this guy with this knockout power go against guys who are supposedly skilled and have sense? Once Fury pretty much went out there and did what he did with Wilder, I feel like it's pretty much a laid out plan for how to fight him. Be able to dodge the right hand. If you're bigger than him, you can smother him if you want, if you need to. He's susceptible, you know, the way he was throwing the jab. He just didn't look like he was. To me, it didn't look like his heart was in it. I don't know about what everybody else think, but to me, the man went out there and he looked like a warrior that was fighting, and he was hesitant to let go. Even though he did let the hand go, sometimes it didn't look the same. I don't know what to say. I don't know what they changed in practice, but the throwing of his right hand didn't even look the same. I could be wrong. I might be seeing something. Maybe I'm just seeing more than what I should be. But that's what I noticed. I noticed that it just didn't look like he was throwing the same at all. Trey X said the most shocking part of the weekend was Matchroom getting swept 0-5. Yes, that was the biggest surprise. I thought they would at least get 2 wins. At least. But everybody went out there from Queensberry and stepped it up. I mean, they literally stepped it up. He said, I was surprised with Ford and Ball's fight. Ford and Ball. You're gonna have to put a face to it. I can't quite remember the faces. The fight that surprised me was the tall guy. I can't remember his name, against the black fighter, the short guy. Somebody gonna have to give me some names because I can't remember their names. I'm sorry. I can't push it out. But the tall light-skinned guy, I think he's a middleweight, but maybe he might be about 6'5" himself, slim. He surprised me, and once he got himself together and really figured out what it was that was coming to him with the young man that was coming in and out, I kind of gave him a little props, but once he turned it around and he started catching that 1-2 and putting hands on old boy, it was over with. Especially when I saw him catching with that 1-2 right. He was just catching with some good shots. He did get caught a couple of times. He smartly Shiraz. That's it. You right, Debo. I said Debo. My fault, D-Lo. You know what I'm trying to say. You're right. That's the guy I'm talking about. He went out there and made a nice showing on himself. But Trey, you're right, man. 0-5, Queensberry showed Matchroom the what for. They went out there and handled their business from the top to the bottom. Frank Warren was happy as can be. Happy as can be. I won't even make a comparison to it because I'm gonna say something real crazy, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna leave it at the fact that he was happy. He was happy. D-Lo say Bibble wasn't part of the 5 for 5, but I enjoyed Bibble. Bibble did his thing. He went out there. I was rooting for big old Bill. Big Bill. Bill Whack went out there and handled his business. Got the stoppage. I'm still hoping that we get a chance to see Bibble versus Better Be. I hope Better Be get healed up and finally be able to make it into the ring so they can get it together and get that fight. That is the fight That is one of the fights that I have on my calendar in the mind that I would really love to see. I really want to see those two fight. I'm still around with Bivol when the time for the war to break out. I know some people that tell me you should be looking at Better Be. Better Be ain't no punk. He gonna handle his business. He gonna do this. But I just, I'm attached to the Bivol brigade right now. I'm gonna go ahead and ride with old Bill. Old Bill did his thing. Like I said, I have how will I put it? I have gained a new respect for Daniel Dubois for him going out there and doing what he fought hard. He didn't let himself get bullied. Urkovich tried to start off kind of fast at first. I can't say that. I'm like, okay, Urkovich might come out here and do something, but as the fight started going on, and Dubois, first of all, Urkovich gas tank. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. Did he or did he not? Excuse me. Did he or did he not practice? Did he work out any? Did he prepare himself at all for Bivol's Dubois fight? Because it seemed like his gas tank had a hole in it. Like as soon as they started fighting, what was it? The second round, he was already pretty much acting like he was kind of winded. He slowed down dramatically, and Dubois did just what he was supposed to do. He took advantage of the situation and took the win. He just went out there and took victory away from that boy, straight up. Trey X saying that Bill better step his game up against Better Be. I believe he will, bro. I believe old Bill gonna go ahead and step his game up. I think he gonna really show us that he got a heart in him, and it's gonna be an explosion that night. If he gets stopped, I'll be very, very shocked, surprised, because I look at him and Bivol as look at Bivol and Better Be as far as being GM rats and trying to study the game and stuff. I look at them pretty equal. From what I've seen and heard, the way they talk after they fights, the way they seem to always practice trying to get better. I think that I think he's gonna be ready. I think Bivol gonna be ready straight out the gate. That's all I have to say. Not to mention that I heard Frank Warren say that they plan on doing it again, the 5-on-5, which would be, well, not exactly the 5-on-5, but I did hear him talking about him and Eddie Hearns had already spoke about it and already had plans for the future of doing something like this again, which to me is a pretty good way to get eyes on fights, as long as all the fights are good fights that people would be interested in and would enjoy watching. I think they got a nice little recipe cooking up. We'll just have to see how it goes on as it goes down the pipe. Trey said Oscar and Bob talking about a Golden Boy versus top rank 5-on-5. Really now? That would be if they put it on. They put it on. They follow the if they follow the game plan like Matchroom and Queensberry did. We stand to see we stand to see some good fights in that one as well. So yeah, I would look forward to seeing it. I would watch, you know what I'm saying? If Golden Boy versus top ranked 5-on-5 came out, I would most definitely watch that. I would watch that because there's been a lot of noise talking and stuff. We got to figure, PDC got to figure out how to get themselves into something like that. Chances of that happening, I'm going to say it's going to be kind of slim, but who knows? Maybe somebody might open their eyes and decide to follow a game plan and make it happen. Andrew Charles says Dubois been getting better with each fight. Yeah, I will give him that. After he got stopped with the jab, he got punched in the eye a lot with the jab, and he lost that fight. He has stepped up. He had a slight slip against Usyk, which a lot of people felt like, he did put Usyk down. He might have didn't get a win that maybe should have been his. I can't really say if it should have been or not, but the body blow that he hit Usyk with, I don't know if it was a good acting job by Usyk. I don't know if it really was a low body blow. I would have to go and look at it again. But a lot of people say that it wasn't a low body blow, that it was a good body blow, and Usyk just got caught slipping. And Dubois, The referee kind of helped a little bit, and it stopped Du Bois from being able to go ahead and push forward and possibly getting the win. But I do agree with you 100%. He has been getting better his last few fights, and this last victory that he got, I can see the happiness. I can see how he was happy and excited. He's an interim champion now, which is big for him. I think he's floating high. Confidence is up. The only thing that can derail him right now, pretty much, would be him. For him not to go out there and pursue the game plan and everything like that. I'll tell you who I would like to see coming out and fighting with that kind of passion, and that would be Big Baby Anderson. I would like to see Anderson come out there, not with that, I didn't ask for this, I didn't ask for the stardom and the fame and everything. Forget all that. We ain't got time to hear that crying. We want to see you go out there and black somebody out, knock somebody out. This is boxing. This we here to see you do. We don't want to hear that crying. So I would like to see if Anderson could step his game up as much as Du Bois have, because dare I say, it's time for the old guys to go out and the new guard to come on in and start handling their business. Who's going to be out of this young crop, the younger crop? Who's going to be the guy to step up and take the reins and make himself the man to deal with? Those are the questions that I want to know, and which one of these youngsters are planning to step up. Eric also say replay gang in the morning. Good night, fam. Got to get up early. I'm speaking that Du Bois versus AJ into existence. That's out Wilder versus AJ replacement. I feel you on that. I can get you some rest, my brother. I'll holler at you later. You know what I'm saying? We need to chop it up anyway. But I feel y'all make sure we have something good for you to go back to the replay for. Let's say Herkovich didn't expect Du Bois to take his punches and didn't expect his shit. Herkovich didn't expect Du Bois to take his punches and come right back. I feel you on that. He got caught slipping. He thought in my opinion, he thought the old dance showing pony that was going on in sparring was going to be just that simple, just that easy. And that's what your ass get. That's what his ass get for taking the man lightly. That man wasn't trying to come out there and get embarrassed in front of all these people. That was the last thing I think he was trying to do. And he made sure that he was not the one that came out and get embarrassed. He went out there, handled his business, surprised Urkovich from the time he started taking those punches. And it kind of looked like, I could be wrong, but it kind of looked like, some of the punches that landed, looked like Du Bois was kind of like turning with him a little bit. He was turning his head, leaning his head back, so he wasn't getting the full brunt of the punch. Which I got to give him some credit for that, because I feel like that's a nice little move to do. I've seen a lot of these so-called elite fighters do the same thing, roll with that punch so it don't hurt as bad. Yeah, it looks good because it landed, but he took a lot of steam off of it with the rolling with it. And what he was sending back hard and fiercely. And he just went out there and he met fire with fire. And for that, Du Bois, like I said, man, I got to take my hat off to him. I got to give him some more props. I can't just look at his sister and say she the one no more in their family. I got to give him a little prop and say he went out there and he fought hard and did his thing. You're right, Rod X. Urkovich more likely did underestimate Du Bois. That's what I think. I think he didn't go. I think he didn't put it. He lost it in the gym. Dare I say? I'll say that he lost it in the gym. He just didn't go and put 100% effort into going out there and winning the fight, and therefore he got sent home with a loss. AJ versus who did he say? AJ possibly fighting. Who did Eric say? Du Bois. I'm thinking that's who they're talking about. Is the next thing for Du Bois? That's a good possibility. You guys' opinion? Do you think at this step right here, right now, that Du Bois is quite ready for AJ? Do you think he can go out there and deal with AJ, or do you think AJ might be still a little too much for him? Because let's not forget, AJ seems to be found some newfound confidence as well. Yeah, he did knock out Ngannou. I give him that the knockout was big for him. But we got to see what's coming up for old AJ and see how he gonna handle his business next up with the next plate. He say, I think that body shot. Dang, he jumped on me. I think that body shot was on the belt line against Usyk. Okay, so that's somebody who let me know they felt like it was on the belt line, which I guess with some referees, I guess a belt line shot is pretty legal. Some referees might say, hey, bring it up. I'm pretty sure they all say, hey, bring it up a little bit. But when it comes down to it, you know, we can't really cry over spilled milk. You know, hopefully Du Bois learned a lesson from that if you get somebody hurt and for whatever reason the referee steps in and gives that person a little extra breath, you might have to step on the gas and step on them. If they seem to be hurt or you know they were hurt, continue to try to apply that pressure and stay on them and cause problems. You never know. Out of being hurt and trying to get away from the action for a little while to protect themselves, they might make a mistake. That might be the mistake you need to go ahead and get a clear victory and make things happen. So we'll have to see. We have to see what he's learned and what he'll bring to the table in his next fight. If it's AJ, hey, that'd be great. I've also heard that Usyk and Fury are supposed to be due up in December. I think it was December. They said like the middle part of December, the first quarter of December, something like that. Which I'm looking forward to seeing that fight again. Just like I'm ready for Terence Crawford and Madrimov to come on up. I'm ready for that fight, which I heard somebody say Terence Crawford is up for a knockout defeat against Madrimov. Let me be the first person. Well, I wouldn't be the first person, but let me go ahead and say I don't know if that's true. I give Madrimov this thing, but I'm not just gonna say that Crawford is gonna go out there and get knocked out. I'm watching this dude videos of him working out and everything like that. One, I can see 154, the weight that he's gained and everything looks good on him. It looks good on him. He's filled out. He looks stronger. I saw him hitting the heavy bag, and he had that mug rocking. Now, I don't know how hard it is to rock a heavy bag. I just know that I saw him on that mug, and he was rocking, and he was rocking it well. Andrew Charles said, I definitely want to see Anderson Du Bois matchup. Maybe Anderson versus Effie first. That's a nice look. Him against Effie Ajagba, Anderson, that is. That's a good confidence builder. For him, you know, Effie is strong fighter. He has, from what I can remember, only has one loss. Am I correct? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And that's against Frank Sanchez, who went out there and got old on me overnight, took that ass whooping a couple of weeks ago. But I won't hold it against him. Seeing that this is boxing, anything can happen. That could happen 9 times out of 10 will happen. Gil Coles has failed into the house. Salute, OG. Of course, I got to say salute right back to my brother. And I also see Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and Morton fell in. Salute, brother. Musically Zone Talks Boxing. Salute back to you, my brother. Glad to see you stop through, as always. He says, wait, what? What do you think of the Boots fight off? So Boots fight is not coming up as we thought, because I thought him and Crawley was all set. Did Crawley get hurt or something? Let me know, because I didn't even know that they fight was off. I hadn't heard anything about that. So that's a surprise to me, Bruce. If anybody know anything about it, put it in the chat for me so I can catch up on that part, because I did not know that they fight was off. If so, but if it's still on, you know, I'm looking for Boots to have if the fight is still on. I'm looking for him this to be a showcase for him. Like I said, I didn't like the way Crowley seemed to be more of a fan than of a competition for Boots. But we'll see. You know, maybe he just talked that way. I don't know. We'll have to see. AJ should be big favorite against Du Bois. Well, right now, if you really look at it, the only people that I can think that AJ 9 times out of 10 would not be the favorite would be against Usyk and probably Tyson Fury. And I say probably with Tyson Fury. I'm not really saying that he wouldn't be the favorite. You know, his name still carries big. I think the UK fans are still behind him. And, you know, he got his American fans. But as far as him being the favorite against Anderson, yeah, I think his name is a lot bigger than Anderson's. So, yeah, he'll be the favorite going in against Anderson. But Anderson against F.A., I think that'd be a decent fight. It'd give Anderson a chance to go out there and show his skills. FA is not the most skillful big man when it comes to boxing, but he got some power and he got some basics that's pretty tight for him. Once again, I think that's another fighter that's coming from a different sport. Not really 100% sure, but if my memory serves me correctly, he is. Gil Coles has a question. He says, what the hell was Wilder trying to say after that first right hook from Zhang? Bro, I don't really know what he saw. I don't know if he thought he got somebody threw something in the ring and hit him. I really don't know what he thought, but I do know that glove went across the bridge of his nose and changed the whole complexion of the fight, which we all saw a couple of seconds after that he got put down. I listened to Tay, the Golden Warrior, I think that's his name, the boxer, the boxing brother of Deontay Wilder, not blood brother, boxing brother. Make sure I say that right so nobody make the mistake and say they're not brothers. I know they're not brothers, but Tay was saying that Wilder got hurt, and he said, given the information that he gave, he said Wilder got hurt, and it was something that was said that Wilder had said that made him know that he was hurt, and he even felt like the fight was stopped at the right time. Y'all know how I am. I'm always that person to say, you don't just stop the fight if that fighter's still trying to go at it. And I know people say, well, you got to save the fighter from himself. And I have buckled to that that analogy on more times than one, because you're right. We don't want to see the fighter just go out there and get destroyed. But if there's a slight chance that he can go out there and still try to do something, let it be so. But yeah, I can understand not letting him go out on the shield right there, because he didn't look right after he turned around and started talking to the ref. And he most definitely, for a hot second, I thought he was going to be on the floor. It was going to be a full count to 10, and they was probably going to have to get him up. But showing the heart of a warrior like he did on more counts than one, he rolled over and got his ass up. And for that, I give him kudos for that. The referee stopped the fight, and you can't even argue with it. Wait a minute, Madrimov ain't okay. Andrew Charles said Madrimov ain't nobody to sleep on, but we all know Bud sleeps on nobody. You are correct on that, Andrew Charles. That is a great assumption and a great analogy. We know Bud, as far as I can tell, Mr. Gym Rat, don't smoke, don't drink, keep it real with his family, keep it real in the gym, always working with the younger boxers. Seem like he always working to get better. I can never say enough about the three-headed monster that is his three coaches, that comes up with game plans, the mindset that he has to be in to be able, I can't say this enough, to be able to follow instructions from three different entities at the same time in the fight. I mean, the man can absorb what Bomac says and his other two trainers say, and go out there and implement it. Not also to mention, he's a fighter that I believe thinks while he's in the ring. So the game plan is easy to morph into different things when it's time for it for him. He can he makes the adjustments and changes as the fight goes on. Something that they used to brag about Mayweather doing so much, collecting the data and then going out there and making it happen. I have to give Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, all these attributes when it comes to fighting, how he changes up and everything. So yeah, Madrimov will be a good test. I'm not gonna say I don't want to go too deep into it because we still got a little ways before they happen. But for right now, for me, the needle is pointing more toward Crawford than Madrimov. But I'm not saying that Madrimov is a step over, because he's not. He's not a step over. He has an extensive amateur background. For some people, that's not going to mean anything. But for a lot of us that put money on fights or participate in the fantasy boxing leagues or what have you, that means a lot, because it has been proven to work, because we know about the pedigree scale. That's something a lot of people don't have. We just happen to be lucky to have it. So with that, Bruce Gas and Jazz says Crowley flunked the eye test. Are you serious? We're not going to get a fight because of a vision problem? Did he have something wrong with one of his eyes? Is both of his eyes messed up? What exactly does that mean? That he failed the eye test? I didn't even know there was an eye test when it comes to boxing. I guess you do got to see pretty good enough, so pretty well enough to tell if somebody's throwing some punches at you or not. I don't know. Andrew Charles also said, I don't know what happened, but the fight is off, I heard. Okay, well, Bruce Boxing Jazz and more just put it in there that Crowley failed the eye exam, eye test, eye exam, and that's why we're not getting the fight. Have they found a replacement? I thought when it came to boxing, pretty much there was always supposed to be someone laying in the cut just in case one of the men couldn't make it into the ring. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. Okay, Bruce put in Crowley versus Enos fight canceled due to a failed eye exam. He put a link in just in case anybody wants to see it. Say he's coming off of an eye surgery. Okay, well shit. When did he get the eye surgery? I know he didn't get it during the time that they was practicing. That just wouldn't have made no sense. But then again, Earl Spence did the same thing. And if he found out that something was going wrong during training camp, then God forbid you go into a fight where that's messed up and you go in there and end up getting blind. So here he has an eye problem. I'm not gonna make no complaints or have no ill words about it. I'm gonna wish the man a speedy recovery. Hope everything goes well for him, because I'm pretty sure, as they say overseas, he's gutted that he's not going to get a chance to get in there and fight Boots and maybe have a chance to, oh, yeah, that's right, Boots is a champion, ain't it? Maybe have a chance to get a belt. Dang, sometimes it seems like the damnedest things happen at the wrongest of times. But Cody Crowley, you know, like I said, I'm sending out good energy. I'm praying that you okay, you get a speedy recovery and you can get back in the ring and continue to prove yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know how to post that link, but you guys see where Bruce Jazz put a link in the chat for you to check out what they were talking about on what is it? Looks like boxing24news.com, where they're gonna let you know about the eye problem and everything for Cody Crowley. The Ortiz was called off. So what better fight than Boots versus? Oh, that's right, Ortiz don't have. Good matchup, Bruce. That would be a good replacement. Both guys, you know, I've heard people saying they wouldn't mind seeing Boots against Virgil Ortiz, and I've heard people saying they feel like Virgil can handle Boots. So if they could pull that together, that would be a hell of a fight to pull together. What's up with the stream title? This is coming from my troll killer, my co-host, my man behind the magic of all my art that's put up, Hyphy. What's up? We say Deontay Wilder exposed by Zhang. Career ruined since wrongfully firing Mark Breland. I was gonna get into that, Hyphy. I was just waiting for a few more people to get in. We had enough turkey on, enough meat on the bone to be able to share with everybody. I will say this part, as far as Wilder being exposed, we all pretty much knew, you know, Wilder is not a great boxer. We knew that. You know, we all knew that. We all knew that the right hand, some people call it a hammer of God, the hammer of Thor, Mjolnir, whatever you want to say, he had that bomb. And I think the excitement of seeing him fight was the fact that you were hoping to see the detonation of that bomb at some point in his fight and see how the person will react. Would that person be able to get back up and finish fighting? Or will Wilder be able to knock a person out? 43 wins and 42 knockouts is pretty epic. You know what I'm saying? That's something to brag about. But as far as him being exposed, we knew he was a weak boxer as far as skills go. We knew that. We knew this guy was an anomaly in boxing, started late. And this is anybody that would listen when I'm talking about boxing to him, and we're talking about Wilder. I always say this: guy started around 19, ended up going to the Olympics around 21, got a bronze medal, became the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, held the belt for 5 years, defended the title 10 times. When you don't say his name and you hear that, you say, "Wow, that's a pretty good career." You know, made more money than pretty much one can dream of. Got his family and children set pretty much for life if they make the right moves and keep his money, make his money work for him when he sits down and calls it quits if he hasn't already. So I think he's had a great career, a decent career, and And I wish him nothing but the best. But seeing him keep doing it, if your skills are not growing, and you're talking about still doing it, I think that's a mistake. I really do. I think that's a mistake. I don't see that dog in Wilder that we saw when he first started and as he was coming up. I don't see the same bomb squad guy. And you know, some people might get upset with me, be thinking I'm tripping, but I'm just telling you what it is. Wilder is not the same bomb squad guy prior to ayahuasca, prior to after the Fury fights. His 3 fights with Fury, I think that was a culmination of everything Wilder had in him, and I think he gave it all up versus Fury. This is my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know I rode with Wilder after the first fight, after the second fight, and I did say he was still my guy after the third fight. But as far as me sitting around calling and hoping, saying, "Come on, champ, you can still do it," I'm not that guy. I will not be that guy. I will sit here and say, "Champ, I don't want to. I have rode to the top of the mountain with you. I've watched you accomplish things. I do not want to be on the decline. I've already watched you lose 4 times. I've watched you lose 4 times. Wait, twice. 1 to Fury, 2 to Fury, 1 to Parker, 1. Yeah, 4. I've watched you lose 4 times. I don't want to see. I don't want to keep seeing you get in the ring against people saying, "Okay, this is going to be the one Wilder come back and he gets stopped again, or he end up getting hurt." Forget all that. I say take your money and go live. Put your feet up and enjoy yourself. We don't want to hear you talking like Holyfield or some of these other fighters, Big Daddy Bo, or what's his name, James Toney. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that you can still talk. You still got your senses about yourself. The game is telling you, in my opinion, the game is telling you you got in long enough. You created a buzz about yourself. You made you some money. Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. What he's done, do you think it deserves to be Hall of Fame written? I think he could get in there after a couple of votes. I would say that, yeah, he stands a chance to make the Hall of Fame. 10 title defenses, 5-year champion. You know what I'm saying? That's something that some of the greats have done. So it depends on how you look at Wilder and what you would think. He said, I didn't like how Wilder, this is coming from Hyphy, I didn't like how Wilder was all curled up when Zhang put him in that corner. Well, Zhang was, you talking about when he was standing up and he was covering himself? Hey, Zhang was unleashing some heat on him. You know what I'm saying? He was unleashing some heat on him. I will give Wilder this. He got up out the corner. He ended up in the other corner, but once he got in the other corner, he did try to send some shots back to get Zhang up off of him, which did kind of work. You know what I'm saying? It did kind of work. But the man's skills, which Malik was supposed to be sharpening and making better, they did not manifest. We didn't see that. We didn't see it. I'm sorry. I actually feel like Wilder gotten a little worse. Dare I say? I think he gotten a little worse under the tutelage of Malik Scott, and not to mention, because I had to tell my daughter this the other day. She and I were talking about it, and she was asking me about Wilder, and I had to bring up the fact that his trainer is a guy that got knocked out by him that didn't get hit, and this is the guy who's supposed to teach you to get better. How does that work? After I said that to her, she was like, "Wow, really, Dad? That's what?" She said, "I didn't even know that's what happened with his trainer." I'm like, "Yeah, baby, you know, you still learning stuff, but that's something that you should have in your book. So when people get to talking about it, you can point at some things that could have been changed." Mark Breland maybe was the best thing for Wilder at the time, looking at hindsight. But also in hindsight, you're not going to make a man say that he was wrong unless he just finds it in his heart to say he was wrong. Does Wilder really believe that Mark Breland drugged his water? Don't know. But, you know, that's all on him. And that was some years ago. And we talking about what just happened right now. Gil Cole says Wilder had a great career. I think he can get in the Hall. Thurman too. He put Thurman in there on me. It is a possibility that Thurman can get in there. I won't even say he can't. Unified champion. Mr. One time, he was knocking people out for a while. He really didn't, his career really didn't hit hard breaks until he kind of started being a little diva, being more diva than boxer. Losing to Pacquiao, the way it was just the way he carried himself through that whole assortment. You know, not wanting to fight Earl, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's not saying big much now, because we see that Earl has problems when it comes to regular things like paying a trainer. But I ain't gonna go off on Earl. Oh my God, y'all give me a second. This job is going crazy. Hit y'all with some music, and we'll see what happens. Give me a hot second. Hold on, Leah. Let me do something real quick, and I'll get right to you. What's going on?
Hey, Tori.
Shorty looking mad fly. Had me captivated when she walked by. I'm serious, she had me feeling this tingle, son. Stimulated conversation after mingling. Honey was jingling and stretched jeans looking clean. Appearance would enhance any scene, know what I mean? Feel me? Really? I know it sounds silly, but looking at her was like puffing on a fat fillet. Relaxing, she had this natural attraction. She started laughing when she saw my reaction. Oh my. Pass the name and number to the cell. Asked for mine, I said it's Otis, last name is Bell. Also known as the O, the B, the 3, the A, the...
My fault, fellas. I'm back. Okay, so sorry about the interruption. They up there at the job acting like they just can't make it without me. So many problems. Anyway, well, I'll be goddamn.
S, the T, it's me, obese, and you get high. Then I'm your guy.
If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go.
Slow burn. Say what you want, just be blunt, I can stand the flames. Take a ride on the great airlines, I promise you'll be glad you came.
He promised you'll be glad you came if you take that airline. Anyway, I'm back again. Hopefully that's the last interruption. and we can get back to what we was talking about. You're right, Gil Cole. Wilder did have a great career, and you said that you think Thurman too. I see you did a poll, and 3-8 put a 0 up. As soon as the fight was stopped, Malik hopped in the ring and rushed over to Zhang. I didn't see that. I guess after Wilder stood up and they said it was over, I pretty much turned. Wasn't nothing else to see for me. The fight was over. But I did see some other channels complaining about Malik. I don't really know what to say about Malik, except for the simple point is that you made the guy that you knocked out with a phantom punch your trainer. And this is the guy that you were saying was going to lead you back, help you get back to the top of the pile. I'm having the most hard time wrapping my mind around that way of thinking. But you can't think for another man, and they're going to do what they want to do when it's time for them to do it. Hyphy says, do you want to see Thurman replace Crowley and fight Jerron next month? One, I'm sure Gil Cole would like to see that fight. I don't know, is Thurman even ready? Has Thurman been in the gym? Has he been getting himself prepared? Has he been doing what he needs to do to even take on a fight of that magnitude? So I have to put that one back on you. Do you want to see Thurman replace Crowley? I would rather see Virgil and Boots over Thurman. Thurman is in a situation right now, in my opinion, of what have you done for me lately? That's where Thurman sits for me at this point, because he hasn't been in the ring to do anything to make us say, hey, Thurman's back. So with that, I'm gonna leave Thurman where he is. Him making it to the Hall of Fame is maybe they vote him in after a couple of votes. I don't know. He might not be a first rounder. He might not be a second rounder. Maybe a third. He might can get in there. I'm not gonna say for sure, but we have to see what time holds for us. Absolutely. Shit. He say Thurman will pull out a week before the fight, Hyphy. This is coming from Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Treg say Wilder is 3-1 with Malik Scott. What did I say? They were 0-4. I made that mistake. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 3-1. And the one was against Hellenius, who was wasn't they sparring partners at one time? I think Wilder used to spar with Hellenius. So I don't know how much you give to that win, because a lot of people was like, the punch that Wilder landed wasn't that hard. Apparently, it was hard enough to put Hellenius on his back. What it wasn't hard enough to do was stop Zhang. That part. Zhang seemed to he covered up pretty well against some of the rights that Wilder threw. Like I said, out of all the rights that I seen him through, I think only 2 of them really looked like they had conviction behind them. Prior to that, he just didn't look like the old school Wilder to me, man. I'm sorry. He just didn't look like the old school Wilder. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think the old school Wilder is gone. Mr. Bomb Squad, that guy's gone. We're going to have to he's going to have to live in the memories of boxing fans. That's where he's going. That's where it's best for him to be, in my opinion. I don't think that he should keep trying to grace the ring for what? Let me ask that question. What are you jumping in the ring for now? I think you're far enough removed from the championship talk. I think you're pretty much removed from that. But I could be foolish and I could be talking out the side of my neck, which I don't think I am, because I think the words are coming out of my mouth because I feel my mouth moving. And I don't think that Deontay Wilder will be back at the top of the boxing world as far as the champion goes. I think Deontay Wilder has rode that wave as far as it can go. And now it's just time for him to, like I said, sit back and enjoy the fruits of his labor. Other than that, what else is there for him to do? Keep going out there and getting, because I don't think he's going to keep going out there and oh shit, we got 3X said you sounding like Jack Daniels from the Boxing Trainers channel. Hold up. What part did I just mess up? Well, I'm sounding like old Jack. I might just finish out a few of my sentences. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Let me try to make sure they're straight. I'm trying to move some money at the same time. It's my opinion that I don't think Deontay Wilder will go. Wait a minute. What did I just see? Gil Cole say Thurman will stop Boots in 8. What about Thurman right now tells you that? I'm curious, and I really need to know, Gil. What about Thurman tells you that he'll go out there and stop Boots in 8 right now? I don't think that's a good choice, a good pick that you would make. I think Boots is fast enough, strong enough, big enough to be able to deal with Thurman. And one of the things that everybody knows that's pretty much a thing in the bag is that Thurman don't like body blows, body punches. And if Boots can get Thurman in the right position, I think he'll be able to land a couple of good body shots that'll make him have a different opinion as that fight goes on. Boots has hand speed, he has strength. Only thing I really don't like about him is the switching left and right, orthodox, unorthodox, as much as he does. But other than that, I think Boots will beat Thurman, especially right now in this time of their careers. I think this is what I'm thinking. Boots is the younger, fresher guy, even though Thurman has been not in the ring as much, so I can't say he's not that fresh, but dang, we got layoffs, baby. We got layoffs, and layoffs always seem to show their ugly head in the most trying of times. I see my big brother that fell into the building. He say, salute, family. What's up, big bro? A.K.A. Manny Draperland, Texas Timbo, my favorite producer of all, my maestro. What's going down? Glad to see you made it through and come in. Thurman turns 36 this year. Footnote from Trey X. 36 is not old, but it's on the wrong side of 35. If you would have to think about it, I would say that we're getting ready to start the decline of our Mr. One Time. But, we haven't been hearing him make no noise. I can't really say because he ain't been really popping up on ready to do anything. Right now, it's more about how Queensberry and Frank Warren slap cuffs on Matchroom and Eddie Hearn's picks. Swept the night. I mean, swept the night. Swept it. Can you just imagine you got so-called the biggest puncher in boxing today, a so-called for sure win with Herkovich, at least you thought, because people was thinking that old Du Bois was gonna ball up. Then you had what's his name, Zira. I can't. You know who I'm talking about. He went out there and handled his business. All those Frank Warren boys went out there and did their thing. They actually took it on as they were a team going against another team, and the fights were their points, and they wanted their points, and they went out there and took their points. But Zhang got 4 points for knocking out Wilder. Shiraz got Hamad Shiraz. He got 4 points for stopping his dude. Every fight that ended up with a stoppage was 4 points. They blew him out the water. They blew them out the water. Big bro say Thurman done. Thurman's done. I don't know how you're gonna feel about that, Gil Cole. But if Big Bro says that's what it is, because I know he told me he's been Wilder done, bro. Wilder done. This was back when Fury was going. I was like, nah, bro, Wilder still can do it, because I was really being a fan of Wilder. Bro was telling me, nah, bro, you tripping. And then when he did ride with Wilder, it was because I kept pushing for it. But I should have went on and listened to him early and let the writing be on the wall. But I didn't do that because I want to have confidence that it would be happening, that he could still pull it off and regain himself. Thurman may as well be damn, D-Lo, for real. He said Thurman may as well be turning 46 considering all of his injuries, etc. That also plays a good part. What he had, an arm surgery and all kind of elbow surgery. Then he went on a hiatus for a while, married, got children. I actually thought at one point he was going to become an announcer. I thought he was just going to start calling fights. But, you know, he still want to put on the gloves and try to do something, but tell him to step on up. It ain't like it won't be a fight out there for him. I'm sure he can find a fight. Probably won't be against Earl Spence, but he can get out there with boots. Hell, if he really feel like he can do something, he can. Well, I don't know if he'll be able to even get a fight with Crawford. But that's a fight. It's a lot of young guys you can still fight. Virgil, is Stanionis still running around? Which one of them that keep getting sick? If they can get Conor being off the drugs, he might be all right. Those boys fought with the mentality of, I won't be the reason we lose. Exactly. That's exactly how they went out there and fought. They went out there and got their win. Once they got their win, they could sit down with a breath of a sigh of relief. I did my part. Now it's up on you to go do your part. And it seemed like each one of them went out there with a sense of pride, and they went on and took their wins. They went out there and made it, dare I say, look fairly easy. They made it look fairly easy. Big bro laughing. He said, Eddie Hearn was out of pocket for making Wilder the captain. The team was set up to lose out the gate. Dang. Making him the captain was... A lot of people, I can see a lot of people did have a question about making Wilder the captain. I think Hearn was calling himself doing it. I think he was trying to ride off the big right arm. I think he was trying. If he could have got Bomb Squad to be Bomb Squad that night, it would have bode well for him. I think that's might have been what he was thinking. It could help him. It could help Matchroom. Who knows? He might have even been thinking of trying to get Wilder over there with the team if he hadn't been able to pull that off. But you're right, bro. He went the wrong route. He should have picked better. I don't know. I can't really say. I don't even know. It was just a wild night. You say, how did the Bibble fight look? I missed it. For me, Gil Coles, it looked pretty. It looked pretty good. Yeah, old boy tried to put up a little defense against old Bill, and he tried to show he was a live wire. You know, he did get some good punches in. It looked like Bibble had to take a second or two in order to figure him out to get to him. But once he did, you know, it became evident that Bibble kind of outworked him, and Bibble dropped him. He did get to drop him once, and then he just went on the attack and was able to get the stoppage. He said Virgil is the one who's gotten sick, who's gotten sick a bit. Okay, so Thurman got some people out there to fight. I just feel like Thurman been out of the mix so long. Will he even get the crowd excited to come watch him fight to see it? That's what I want to know. If he can do that, if he can fool the people into thinking that he still got it, will they be able to come out and see him beat the drum one more time? But he'd have to really actually show the people that he's ready and he can still do it, and he's up for the bid. If not, it's just a waste of time. Damn, I gotta go in early. This man gotta work overnight. That a bitch. So, lost my train of thought. God dang, I lost my train of thought. It was a question I had that I wanted to pose, and it slips my mind terribly. Scroll up. I've been here. Salute, Gil Cole, Thurman too, laughing out loud. Okay. Well, anyway, let me ask y'all something. Did anybody feel any type of way when Wilder got dropped? Were you in your back of your mind, did you really expect that to happen? Did you really? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I told my brother, I told my big brother Lejean, I was like, this fight gonna end in a knockout. And he was like, you think somebody gonna you think they're gonna one of them gonna, man, they're not going to the end. They're not going to the end. If Zhang brings pressure to Wilder, Wilder is, I don't care what nobody say, Wilder not a pressure fighter. Wilder's not a good back off the back foot fighter. I don't care what nobody say as far as that go. He's proven it more times than not. And his last two fights, especially against Parker, he didn't let his hands go, or he didn't let the right hand go that off as much as you would have liked. He wasn't really throwing a jab; he was really pawing with it. And I think somebody said in the chat earlier, he was really doing throwing arm punches. He wasn't really sitting on it. He just didn't look right. He just didn't look right at all. And now that we've come this far, I'm going to go ahead and say you give him Malik Scott as many chances as I think one should give, especially if you think about stepping back in the ring. You better have some more help. You really have to have, because I think, in my opinion, this is what I think goes on in the Wilder's camp. I think they work out and they do some things, but I think it's more of a yes, okay, champ, whatever you say, champ type thing. I don't think nobody's in there pushing Wilder or getting on his ass or telling him, no, dog, that's not what we're doing. No, that's not what we're doing. We got to do it right. We got to do this. I don't think they do that. I don't think they did that with him. I think because he was so explosive and he climbed up the ladder so fast that it was like whatever champ says is okay. So with that being said, I think that was a big part of his downfall. Not just not just him falling in love with his power, but his crew around him fell in love with his power, and nobody had the balls to say, champ, we got to do more than just this. We got to do more than just this. Yeah, the crowd fell in love with it for the simple reason he would knock people out. And a lot of people were like, oh, he got that knockout power. Every fighter that he fought was a better talent than him as far as knowing the boxing in and outs, having technical skills and stuff like that. They pretty much were all better than him. He just was an anomaly with a hell of a punch that proved to surprise a lot of fighters. Gil Cole said, I expected it to happen. I called KO round 4. Okay, so you was expecting the stoppage too. I didn't expect that fight to go through all the way. Here's a question. Here's a statement going toward the Hall of Fame question. A fighter who can't fight going backwards or forward doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. And if that proves to be one of the things to help you get in the Hall of Fame, let me be one of the people to say, if those are some of the criteria, Wilder has 2 negatives against him already as far as going into the Hall. So that's one thing right there. I just knew Herkovich was going to cut through Du Bois. Yeah, D-Lo, I'll agree with you on that. I did thought old Herkovich was going to go out there and do his thing. And because he talked that talk. He talked about how I was handling him in sparring. He ain't had nothing for me. He was talking that cash. And he talked enough, which I should know better. You don't listen to what the fighters is talking about. You see what it is that they've done, how they've been doing, when they last loss was, they win was. And it was kind of one of those situations where you could look at it and say, well, I'm kind of iffy about old Daniel because Daniel been looking a little shaky. But honestly, paying attention, Daniel has been stepping his game up. And like I said, once again, I got to take my hat off to old Du Bois for going out there and doing his thing and getting the win for old Queensberry. He said he got $10 worth of gas in the tank. Dang. He said, Big Bro say, I just saw a video with Wilder and he's still looking dazed. I hope he comes out of this. Wow, bro. Send me the link to that video. I'm going to just say, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, I think Wilder should retire. If anybody asks me that question about what Wilder should do, that's my question. Y'all hear me saying it. I think the dude should retire. He's accomplished everything that he needs to accomplish. There's nothing else to prove. Nothing. You stood up against Fury. You handled your business. You got a draw and 2 losses. Prior to that, you was undefeated. You lost to Joseph Parker. You lost to Big Zhang. I really can't. I can't really see nothing wrong with that. But I can say that, it's about time to go and get your chill boots on and go fishing or something. He said Malik can hand the trainer towels and wash the mouthpiece off and shit at this point as it pertains to Wilder. I guess that shit at this point. At this point, I say that, Wilder paid him enough money. I don't know what kind of deal he had. If there was a deal, seeing him getting knocked out without getting touched. Some people say that, that was a part. It can turn into a conspiracy real quick. I'd rather not go into a conspiracy. I'm gonna just let it be. Malik, to me, he's not a good trainer. He has good ideas, I guess, but as far as getting out there and getting it to convey to the boxer and showing the ring, he hasn't done that. He hasn't proven that he can do that. And if he had been able to prove it with Wilder, then yeah, I think it would have been a stepping stone to keep him going. But he wasn't able to prove that with Wilder. I didn't see the precision. I didn't see the surgical stuff that they was talking about. I didn't see the footwork. I didn't see the head movement. I didn't see the improvement on the defense. I didn't see any of these things coming from Wilder being with Malik. I really didn't. I have to say that all I seen was him digress. If I'm wrong, somebody point out to where he got better. But as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I've seen, from my understanding, the dude Wilder did not get any better at all. Let me get my rant ready. If I'm wrong, then tell me. He said, where is it? Let me see. There are all sorts of fighters in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He probably gets in off the KO streak, impacted with the heavyweight division and the 10 defenses. I was thinking that too, but then if, like Trey said, if you can't fight going forward or backwards, then how are you? Is that still popping up? Yeah, they need to stop that shit. Let me go and move that right now. That's gonna be on the Hall of Fame people to pick to see if Wilder deserve to be in there or not. It's gonna really be up on them, but I can understand and I can see a fighter not being able to do those two skills, be able to fight forward or backwards, not being able to get somebody off of them and stuff. I can see how that could not let you get into the Hall of Fame, because Hall of Fame should consist of skills as far as just winning and things like that. It should consist of skills, who you beat, how you beat them, things of that nature. And for the most part, everybody that Wilder beat, pretty much, it was a stand in front of him type thing. Nobody was really getting out the way of slipping and moving. The person that really did the most slipping and moving was the first person to beat him, and that would have been Tyson Fury. Big Zhang didn't really have to slip and move as much, but he did keep his hands up and keep himself protected against a possible right hand coming. You could see that he was blocking. The couple that got in, I seen Zhang take a good lick, a good right hand. It looked like he kind of split the guard. It caused Zhang a slight hesitation move, a hesitation step, but he went straight back to work. He went straight back to bringing pressure to Wilder and getting after Wilder. Slow and lethargic as it might have been, he kept after Wilder. And a lot of Wilder's time was pretty much on the back foot. Yeah, he got one good lick in. He seemed like he was trying to wake up. I think that was 4 or 5 when he started trying to come forward, but it looked raggedy. The way he was holding his left hand out, trying to get up on Zhang instead of pumping the jab, it was just ugly. I didn't see the skip step that he usually do to deliver the right hand. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just that I got a chance to see a great knockout artist with not that many skills, and he brought excitement and fun to the fight game for a while. But now it's time for us to start looking at Anderson, looking at Du Bois, looking at these guys that's getting ready to start making a move, that the belts are starting to get ready to rotate around. I also hear I want to see if Crawford will be able to pull it off and get another undisputed up under his belt. And my girl Clarissa Shields, she is from what I understand, getting ready to make a move to 175 pounds on July 4th. She ready to go ahead and try to get do it again. She looking good. I seen her in training. She looks in shape. She looks real nice. I'm ready to see the GOAT get back out there. Can she conquer another division? That would be big in all kind of ways, shape, form, or fashion. As far as me, as far as my concerns. What are the odds Du Bois versus Herkovich fight? I don't know, Rod X. Herkovich and Du Bois, because I heard them talking. I actually heard Eddie Hearn, or was it? No, it was Frank. I heard Frank talking about that they might have their eyes set on trying to get Joshua. You know, I think right now Joshua is pretty much the target, because you could beat Joshua. I think it'll prepare you in a good chance to be set up to maybe deal with either Fury or Usyk after they have their rematch. That's a possibility. So I'm thinking Frank Warren has his eyes on trying to move Du Bois toward Joshua. It would be a good name for him. I think Joshua only have lost to Andy Ruiz, which he straightened that loss up, and then he lost twice to the now undisputed. So yeah, I think his name still holds enough for a person like Du Bois to go ahead and knock off, and that'd be a good scout on the wall for him. And I think it would help move things forward for him as his career goes on. But I think we'll have to wait and see how things go and what Turkey Out Shake might be able to pull off in these next few months or upcoming year. Because if you look at it, we already halfway through this year, and I haven't heard anybody complain about the fights or the matches that we've been seeing. I think everything has been pretty much substantial for people as far as seeing these guys fight. Let me put this 400 over here. That's my opinion. I hope I have stopped sounding like Jack Daniels and I start sounding more like MZ again, because that would be terrible. I'm just messing with you, bro. Let me move this 1,000 right there. Okay, I got enough. I can send Holly to the bank tomorrow. Let me lock that up. Okay, where were we? Malik would have served best. Let me get it. Okay, Hyphy said Malik would have served best as a workout companion for Deontay, an assistant. Yeah, because he has height, he has some weight. You know, he could have been in the ring working with him up and having him throw pads and stuff like that. I used to hate to see him when he hit the pad and he do that lean over like Wilder was just sitting so hard. I don't really want to beat up on Wilder on what he hasn't done, because he deserves to be celebrated for what he has done. So I won't break him down or tear him down, because people have done that enough throughout his career. I will just say that, hey man, you accomplished more than most, and be proud of yourself for what you got, but don't keep putting yourself in the situation to go out there and get hurt. D'Lo said, I wanted Wilder to hire Jonathan Banks or James Ali Brashear after he fired Breland against my wishes. I feel you on that. You know, it was a big tear when it came to that. I was one of the people who I rode with Wilder with saying his decision is his decision. Whatever he comes up with, it's on that man to do what he needed to do. But now, let's be real. A conversation about changing trainers and trying to go back to the drawing board at, what is he, finna be 38, 37, something like that? How much learning and turning around at the camp do you think he's going to be able to pull off in such little time? You can't take the chance of being out the ring a long time, call yourself homing in the skills, because you need to be in that. You need to be in that mixture, in that wash machine, throwing blows and having blows thrown at you at full speed, at full power, not in the gym practicing. I just don't see a big turnaround for him. And I'm going to keep on saying, as far as I'm concerned, Wilder should retire. Retire. Those who's gonna say that I'm hating, too damn bad. Say what you feel, but the fact is the fact. Supposedly Malik just trained one guy to a championship and another guy to a split decision loss at a title shot recently. Whoa, who was the other guy? That's what I want to know. Who was the other guy? Are you talking about Wilder? Like Marginality said, I hate the way his Marginality, I just never like to say his name. Said Wilder was the most exciting heavyweight of his generation. With that, I give you Rod X. He was the most exciting heavyweight for the simple reason of the knockouts. Everybody wanted to see the knockouts. Everybody wanted to see who will be able to withstand and get past the knockout. That, which made good for the sport. It had people watching, even if they were just tuning in to see if a knockout was going to happen. As it started going down the road and the knockout started building, you seen some of the opinions change because now he's winning too much and now they're ready to see what he'll do if he gets stopped. That was the consensus. He ended up getting stopped, and they the first thing they say, well, he's not gonna want to do that again, and he ended up getting in the ring again, and he got stopped, and that's when he gained more fans because he got his ass whooped, and people want to see how he's gonna get back up and how he's gonna move forward. Well, he moved forward by going to get to ayahuasca. And then everything else, y'all know what it is. Y'all seen it like I seen it. It's just not the same Wilder. Rod X said Wilder versus AJ in this generation version of Boy versus Lewis. Bo versus Lewis. Really. What can I say about that? Do you think people would still clamor for a fight with AJ and Wilder? Seeing the way Wilder lost his last couple of fights, he's been stopped. He's been stopped 3 times. He's been stopped 3 times. Do you think that people are still leaning forward to seeing Wilder and AJ? That's the question that needs to be raised when it comes to that. Is Wilder still a commodity that people will want to see? And I don't mean YouTubers. I mean the boxing fans totally. Is that a fight they want to see? Wilder versus AJ? I don't think so. I think that boat for Wilder and AJ is passed. If they do end up in a fight, Wilder will be old, closer to 40 than anything. And I just don't think it'll be a good fight now. I think Wilder's time is gone. I think his time is done. And that's not hating on him. That's just me saying I'm ready to see the next crop of heavyweights so I can start deciding who I'm going to ride with and what I want to see. Now, with that being said, Frank and Tank, how y'all think that's going to turn out? Frank, Tank doing all that talking, and Frank keeps saying, he gonna fuck around and learn. He gonna mess around and find out. Is it possible? Is it possible that Frank gonna come out there and surprise the world? What we got going on here? Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm trying to keep things going. I'm sending information to the job because they trying to work with the safe. I'm trying not to have to go up here and open the safe for them and let them figure it out themselves. But sometimes people act like they can't learn. And I ain't trying to go in there tonight when I got to go in there tomorrow too. Bullshit ass people, they make me sick sometimes. Anyway, Turkey Out Sheep, thank you for coming into boxing, bringing us some good fights, some fights that we don't have to complain about or cry about or whine about or disown. So far, all the cards have been pretty good, worth seeing in my opinion. I wish I don't have anything. I used to record all the fights just to have a big library. I got a lot of old fights, but I haven't been recording any of them lately. I have to get back to it. I can't get this damn bottle open. I'm just struggling all night tonight. Put it down. So I gotta say what's up to Trey X. I caught your live stream, man. Let me know when you're gonna do another one. I got the the notification set. Bro, don't stop. Keep pushing it. Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. So y'all hit me with something that I don't know. Let's get this conversation moving on. We didn't. I guess they say this is the R.I.P. to Wilder. I ain't gonna say R.I.P. I'm gonna just say, dude, it's over. It's over. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Yesterday is over. A new beginning. I'm looking forward to seeing Terrence Crawford go out there and deal with Madrimal. I hope that's a good fight. It's a chance for him to show everything. I got Tank late rounds, knockout, Gil Coles. I was kind of favoring that because I said Frank has shown that he's a live dog. But what can happen is he can go out there and outwork Tank. If he can outwork Tank and stay away from a massive blow, that could serve him well. Tank can't go out there plotting and looking for that one sweet spot. Well, he can. I won't say he can't do that. He can do that because he does it. It's just my belief that Frank has enough in him. I think his gas tank is strong enough. I think he may be strong enough. And he got some heart. Let's see what Jerry James has poured into him as far as skill and tech, skill and generalship. See if this man can go out there and figure out what he needs to do. He has to show me that he can adjust as the fight goes on his own, as well as waiting for his corner to give him instructions on what to do. He said, I guess Tank has to be favored over Martin. Well, you're right, Rod X. He would have to be favored over Martin as far as what's been laid down in front of us over the years, because he's been doing it. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it. He's went out there and he's won all his fights. He gets these knockouts. I think he got a high knockout rating was at one point was second to Deontay Wilder. So with that being said, it's a lot going on. He just came. Didn't he just get out of being locked up? And he's been out the ring for a good little while. Martin's been out the ring for a good little while. I say they've been out of the ring for about the same amount of time. So it will be a level one layover, as we like to put levels on different things when it comes to these fighters, and then being out the ring for about the same amount of time. We'll have to go back to me is who works the hardest in the gym. Frank, we have to remember Frank has to not overcome just Tank's skills, but he has to be ready for the bright lights that night. It's going to be a spectacle for him. Is he that guy that when the lights get bright, he gets excited, he's ready to go? Is he one of those guys? That's what we're waiting to see with Frank Martin and Tank. Will Frank come out there, let his hands go, keep busy, put pressure on Tank when he needs, be able to get away from Tank when he needs, not let Tank set him up for a trap, have him to walk into something that ends up hurting him. All these things are dangerous for Frank Martin when it comes to facing Tank that night. He has to be adept and well equipped. He has to stay on his defense. I tell you somebody whose defense that I appreciated when he fought Tank, and that would be Pitbull Cruz's. Pitbull was he stayed tight on the inside. He was able to pick off a few of those uppercuts that Tank threw at him. He was pretty much covered up like he needed to be. And these are things that I'm going to be looking for Frank Martin to pull off when he fights Tank. Will he be able to will he have awareness enough to have his head covered? Will he be on the phone when he shoots off certain punches? Will he get back on defense like he needs to? And I'm not saying that Tank doesn't have footwork, because Tank does know how to move around the ring. I think Tank's boxing is a little underrated for the simple reason Tank doesn't let his hands go as often as one would like to see. But when he does let them go, it is something to see. We saw how he rapidly hit old boy with a bunch of uppercuts in the ring. That uppercut is deadly for him. Sometimes he gets a little excited and try to throw it from too far away, but it's pretty deadly for him. I think the dimensions, arm reach and stuff like that is not too much far off. I'm sure Frank is a little taller than Tank, But that doesn't mean too much either, because Tank has usually been the smaller man in the ring, except for with Pitbull. So that's an exciting fight that I'm looking forward to. I'm really excited to see what Frank is going to do. I'm not saying that I'm writing Tank off, because I like both fighters, kind of like a Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford type deal. I like both fighters. Just so happened I was riding with Earl a little harder, but when it comes down to Terrence fighting other people, I've never rode against him. So with that being said, I'm looking for Tank to show us some good stuff. I'm hoping he does, but I'm also looking for Frank Martin to show some grit and show some skills. I would be pleasantly pleased with either way the fight goes, if either one of them, whichever one of them wins, as long as this is a good fight. If we end up seeing a knockout, that would be even more lovely. I'm just wondering if Frank is able to shoot some punch in there and wobble Tank, or really clock Tank, how Tank is going to react. I mean, a punch where you say like, "Damn, he dazed Tank." I want to see what kind of comeback Tank gonna do. I know people say, "Oh shit, some money." John Tucker. Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. Let me pull that up right now. I'm looking forward to seeing if does anybody think Frank Martin can daze Tank? Do you? Let me ask that question to you guys. Do you think Frank Martin can get in there and put a hurt on Tank? If that's possible, y'all let me know. You ain't got to put a one or something. Just let me know. If Tank gets hurt against Frank Martin, will Frank Martin be able to stop Tank, or will Tank be able to recuperate and turn into an emergency mode and go after Frank like a pit bull? That's what I want to know. I want to say that's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm looking for Tank to have some serious adversity in the ring and see if he can overcome it. But at the same time, Frank, I want to see what you can do. I want to see if you're gonna be able to think in the ring when shit start getting hot. When if Tank gets you caught up in a certain position, what you're going to be able to do. It's hard to look back at Derrick James and say what I would expect him to do, because we really don't see Derrick saying or doing much in the corner. I've heard people seem like they were a little underwhelmed with Derrick in his last outing with what's his name, with Earl. But we'll have to see. My bro bringing in something. He says Tank has shown a good chin. Frank has decent power though. I feel you, and I think that's what I'm kind of looking at. I want to see if Tank can get rocked. If Frank has the ability to rock Tank, decent power, great. But will he be able to catch Tank with one that Tank don't see coming? Because I feel like those pretty much be the dangerous ones. But we have seen fights where dudes see that mug coming right down the pipe and still, oh man, I'm dazed, I'm wobbling, I can't get it right. I hope his recovery powers, and this is for both fighters. I know Tank got a good chin, but I hope his recovery powers aren't like Julius Williams. I hope their recovery power not J-Rock, because J-Rock recovery power, it sucks terribly. It takes too long to get straight back up from a jab. And I don't expect jabs to be the things that's going to be out there. I'm expecting Tank to either try to come with a hard lunging left or a uppercut. But I'm also expecting to see, because I heard Tank talking about it, I want to see if he's going to really stick to it and attack Frank's body, because it's been said Frank don't like body blows. I want to see if Tank is going to implement that game plan into work too. Will he be digging at Frank's body at the opportune moments? Will he be stabbing the jab to the body? Will he be going to the body with some hooks? Will he shoot it straight to the body? I don't know, but I do expect to see him try to work Frank's body just to see what happens, because he seemed quite confident when he spoke about Frank not liking body blows. So Frank, that's something to think about. If it gets into your head, are you going to be prepared? Sorry, y'all. Are you going to be prepared for that? How are you going to be able to combat that? These are the things I want to know. If Frank has been working on, he and Derrick James have been working on. I just want to know what to expect. I'm excited, like I said, to see the fight. I can't wait for it to pop up so we can see how it goes down. I really can't give you guys who I'm ready to pick for yet. I might end up waiting to like almost the last minute. You know what I'm saying? I like Frank, but I like Tank, and we've been getting more servings of Tank than Frank, so we have a better formed opinion over Tank and what Tank can do than over Frank. But that doesn't mean in one way or another that you should look at Frank as a walk in the park. Please don't make that mistake. Take what I'm saying and make a mistake and think that I'm thinking that Frank's gonna be a walk in the park, because I don't believe that. I believe he gonna come, and I believe he's gonna come to fight hard. I believe that he's going to bloom under the bright lights. I don't think he's going to wither. I think he's going to bloom. It's just going to see. To me, it's going to see if it's going to make him bloom enough where he goes out here and gives an epic performance against Tank. I don't want to hear about I prove that I belong here with these guys, because in order to prove that you belong with them, you got to start beating them. 2 O's. We're going to see who O is going to go. I know a lot of people leaning toward Tank's O stand right where it is. We'll have to see. But don't make the mistake and think Frank Martin can't go out there and do it. He has to be busy. I think that's going to be the biggest part for him, is being busy, having a steady work pace, being able to make Tank have to think. You're gonna have to get on Tank and not lighten up. You're gonna have to constantly bring pressure on him. Do like Usyk did Fury. Don't stop bothering him, but be aware of what can come back at you. Don't go bother him and just be foolish with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be strategic with it. You got to go out there and know what you're doing, know when you're throwing the jab, what you're trying to set up, going to the top so you can open up the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Go to the body on Tank. Everything that you can do it. Punch his ass everywhere. In the arms, in the neck, in the head, in the eye, in the nose, in the stomach, in the side. Wherever is the opening, you need to be trying to place your leather there. But other than that, if I had to guess, I'd say Tank can pull it off later rounds. I say probably 8 or 9. If it's gonna go Tank's way, I'm looking at it going 8 or 9. Now, if he come out there and surprise us and stop Frank in 3 or 4, that's gonna be crazy. Frank, I'm going to lean to say if Frank is to pull it off short of a knockout, I think Frank will have to take Tank to the distance, but he'll have to take Tank to the distance convincingly where people will say he's winning the round. He will have to, I say, flurry on Tank and make it good toward the end of the rounds, so it'll be something that people remember, so that'll be burned fresh into their memory. Make them forget what Tank does in the beginning of the round or the middle of the round. Frank Martin is going to have to steal the rounds coming toward the end, so it'll burn into people's memories, so it'll burn into the judges' memories, so he can end up getting the rounds. This is what I'm thinking is Frank's best line for victory, is to be busy, steal rounds toward the end. If there's any swing rounds that might come up where both guys are doing good, I think he's going to have to step up even harder toward the end of those rounds and try to make those rounds swing toward him. Other than that, Tank gonna come out and pretty much be Tank. This is what I'm guessing. He got confidence. He feels like the way he's talking, he feels like he's gonna be able to get Frank. He gave Frank his little respect. He did say Frank has a nice little pop in his punches, but he keeps saying that Frank not ready. Frank is some things that Frank just don't have. And one of the things that really sticks in my head a lot is these guys that are good, that've been boxing since the tender young ages. Those guys that are stepping up: Crawford, Usyk, Bivol, Beterbiev, Canelo, even though he got an asterisk with his, Andre Ward, Mayweather, Tony, guys like that that been boxing, started as like been boxing since they had a pacifier. These guys with that dog mentality, those are the ones that are hard to stop. Those are the ones that are hard to deal with. Those are the ones that we end up looking up and they are champions. Those are the ones that we look to and say, these motherfuckers can fight. Frank is trying to break into that realm. And what I just named, those fighters, he has to have that dog mentality like them. And since he started boxing late, I feel like his dog has to be that much more aggressive and fierce. But I could be wrong. But this is my opinion on how Frank will have to go and deal with Tank and make things happen. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I'm looking, like I said, if Frank is to win, I think it's going to have to go the distance. If Tank is going to win, I think it'll be a stoppage around 8 or 9. I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I don't really see Tank putting himself in a situation to let himself get put in a situation to be knocked out. Not saying that that's what guys do, but I think he's skilled enough and he has enough talent, and seeing that him and his coaches been together for so long, I think they pretty much work real good together. Frank has Derrick James. As far as I'm concerned, Derrick James, he's earned his keep. He's done what he's done. He's had his ups and downs. People really didn't start firing at him until after he had his biggest down with Earl. But prior to that, he's an ex-fighter. He's been in the ring. He knows what to expect in the ring, what not to expect. Those who can do, those who can't teach. I remember an old man telling me that when I was young. Derrick James, this is your chance to be the teacher. Frank, you're the student. Let's see if the tutelage that you've been gathering is enough to deal with this young man named Tank. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see it happen. That's my thoughts on Frank and Tank. Let me see what else we got going on here. Pull it up. It was something that I had received to go check out about Marcellus Wilder, but I couldn't find it. I guess it must have disappeared already. If somebody knows, got a copy of what he had said or a video of what he was saying as far as about his brother, Deontay, which here's a surprising thing. His mom is calling for him to retire. His dad is calling for Malik to be fired. So dad is still saying, I guess in his dad's opinion, you can still fight. Just find somebody else to help you because this dude ain't helping you. Mom, which I can understand, mom, that's her baby boy out there. She just ain't trying to see him keep getting beat up. We'll see what the Bronze Bomber decision is and how he takes it and what he moves on next with. But as far as I'm concerned, I think he should be done. Blair Flair gonna surprise everybody. He gonna mess around and go out there and beat Adrian Broner. Because I think the alcohol gonna beat Broner. He might go out there and try to give a great account of himself, but he's just been abusing his body. And he's been abusing his body for some years now. For some years. And I'm thinking right around now is about the perfect time for that abuse to start showing itself. So we might even see, dare I say, we might see AB hit the floor. I'm just saying, we might see AB hit the floor. Abusing his body, not being serious with fighting, just running amok. This might be a time that we see Bear Cobb might end up stopping our boy AB. I'm just throwing it out there. If anybody feels different or might have the same sentiment, let me know. But this might be a chance to us to see AB go down for the count. Not something that I'm looking forward to, but it is what it is. That's a big possibility. Alcohol consumption, partying, not being serious about his craft, all these things. I believe can come into play and hurt him bad. Hurt him bad. Put this in the savings. Okay, I got that. Good bit. Good bit. Okay. So, y'all let me know, man. Holler at me. I see we ain't got too many. We ain't been doing too much in the chat. Y'all still with me? Or did y'all fall asleep? Light that up. Man. Oh, I wanted to let everybody know my grandson is here. I told you guys last week I ended up getting off because I was finna sneak down to Houston. My son ended up, his job let him know that he didn't have the hours, so I wasn't able to make the drive, which means I didn't get to go. So I still haven't got a chance to just told the little guy. But my daughter has been sending me plenty of pictures of him and videos. I'm in love. Every time I see him, I'm just moved. I can't wait to meet him. But I just wanted to let y'all know I ended up leaving the show that night and I didn't even get a chance to see him. Shame on everything. Anyway, I need to take a trip toward up Dallas way. Me, Big E, we need to go up toward Dallas. Man, we need to go up there and see little bro. I'm gonna see when Otis is gonna be free. We probably try to go down there on the weekend coming up. Y'all excuse me. Yeah, I found that article. It said Deontay Wilder's father, Gary Wilder, urges him not to retire, saying he has got several good years left in him in boxing before going on to blame Wilder's trainer Malik Scott for his son's recent lack of form. I agree with his dad on that totally. Malik Scott, just not the right fit as far as I'm concerned for Wilder. I think he tried to change him too much. I think they tried to change up too much in him instead of building off of what he had. But he has so little to build off of. At some point, you had to know that the losses were going to come. You just didn't know how ugly they would be. Let me see. He goes on to say Deontay's father told USA Today Sports, you need somebody you're going to respect. You don't need a buddy to train you. It's too late for Deontay. I believe he got several. Okay, I got my brother Hyphy coming into the line. They say it's not too late for Deontay. I believe he got several good years left. Deontay's always been a slugger. I don't know about that, man. But I can't say what his dad don't see in him. But will he listen? That's the question. Will he listen? What's going on, Hyphy? How you doing? Oh shit!
Shit, but what's up with it? What's up with it?
Say again.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you heard what his dad said, huh?
Yeah, I was just reading that about he need to get rid of Malik. He don't need a friend in the ring to train him. He need a real trainer. He needs somebody that's gonna get him straight. And I can agree with that. But at this point, Roddick saying he's still here. At this point, I have to say that at this age, at this point in his career, how much do you think he can change? How much is Wilder possibly going to change at this point in his career?
Hey, I mean, his daddy said he got a lot of years left in him, and he said good years too. So that mean it's a lot of time and room for a change, such as Allah going and knocking out Usyk like some of his friends said he would. So yeah, I need him to go get that rematch with Joseph Parker, and then go rematch Zhang, and then go knock out Usyk.
Now, I don't know. I have to ask you: are you serious with that? Or do you really believe that Wilder can change it around like that?
I mean, he said, he wanted to be the best, and he used to always tell us it should be one face, one name. So how can it be that without knocking out Usyk?
Well, let me go ahead and state on the one face, one name. At this moment, right now, it's one face. Usyk is the undisputed. Yeah, they stripped him of one of his belts, but nobody beat him for it. So Usyk is the one face, the one name. He's the one that gets to make that claim. Out of all the fighters since Wilder has been in it and he's been making that statement, Usyk is the one that capitalized on it.
Yeah, I understand that, but like you said, hey, his name is King Wilder. To be the king, you got to be number one. So, like I said, he needs to go take that from Usyk, bro. I mean, besides, hey, that should be easy anyways. Usyk ain't nothing but a blown up cruiserweight.
The same blown up cruiserweight that beat the largest heavyweight pretty much at one point in boxing. Zhang was bigger than Fury the last fight, but heck, what can you say? For his dad to say that, I would have to say, and I'm being a dad, I would have to say that's just the confidence of a dad in their son, in their seed. You know, his dad believes that his son can still do. His dad believes that there is time for things to change and happen. But for me, I don't believe there's time because one, okay, you have to change. You're going to have to make a change. You got to go find a new trainer. Who you going to find? How fast are you guys going to jail? And you easy touches aren't something that's going to be lined up for him. They're going to be like, dude, in order for you to do anything, I'm thinking you got to go in there and you got to get with the big names right out the gate. The big names are looking at you a certain way. They're going to attack you a certain way. Whatever you learn with the new trainer, is it going to stick? Or are you going to get in the ring and once you start going fatigue, kicking and things like that, will you revert to your old ways?
Hey, bro, don't worry about the trainer. We just got to be perfect for 2 seconds.
Well, in the last 4 fights, you was only perfect in one of them. You know? I'm not, like I said, I'm not destroying Wilder. I'm not trying to destroy him or anything like that. But for me as a fan, as a person that watches boxing, I'm saying what I see. And what I see is I don't see a big push for him making it to the top of the pile again. Now, if the boxing gods decide to bless him like that one more time, because when you think about it, this fight was a blessing. He lost to Parker and they called him right back. Come on, man, we're going to give you another shot at this. We're going to try to get you in the mix one more time. And he went out there against Zhang, and we didn't get to see, we got the same result, a loss.
Hey, well, see, the reason he do got a chance is one, his daddy was a pastor, so that means that his son is the anointed one. And secondly, what's up? Remember, speak it, believe it, receive it. So therefore, it's always opportunity if you got belief.
Okay, I could feel you with that, and I would have to come with this and say, does he still believe? Does he really, truly still believe? It doesn't sound the same. The things that he say now doesn't have that same conviction behind him. That Wilder that was till this day, he believed in the stuff he was saying. He believed that he can do certain things. After the Fury loss, the public shaming, all the stuff that went on with it, people felt like Fury cheated, but nobody really gave a damn because they was like, you lost. All that plays a role in it too, I believe. And I think the wear down of him, the disrespect to him, the non-belief in him, I think that's worn on him. And like I said, he's been champion he held the belt for 5 years, 10 title defenses. What more do you really think he's going to accomplish? If he really wants to be undisputed, it doesn't really look like that. It really doesn't. The way he's fighting isn't showing me that. It's not showing me that hunger. The last couple of times in the ring, the last 3 times in the ring that you saw him, did he look like he was hungry to you?
I mean, bro, hey, once he said he was, and then we seen what the result was. So you basically saying it's over for our King Wilder.
Well, I'm gonna make 2 statements. One, I've never claimed to have a king, not on earth. 2, yeah, it's pretty much over for Wilder. I'm just gonna for me as a fan of Wilder who rode with him when he was coming up the ranks and became champion and was Mr. Bomb Squad and all that. Me and Pecos be a roll with Wilder, but we know when to get off the train. I don't want to go there. I don't want to take the elevator down with him through all the losses. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go through that. I want to remember him, but like now. You was on the top. You had a couple of misfalls. Hey, it is what it is. Ain't nothing wrong with leaving the game with 40 plus fights and what, 4 losses? Nothing wrong with the game with that, especially at your age. You can still talk to your kids. They can still understand you. You can still have a decent conversation. You know, for far as I know, you got a beautiful family, people that love you as you surrounded. Well, your family loves you and you surrounded with. I don't know about what your friends and those other people are doing, but this is a perfect time. This is a perfect time. Go enjoy your spoils, man. Forget trying to, you ain't got to keep doing this. Let's not forget, he never thought he was going to be anything more than a sparring partner.
Hey, so let me ask you, is Deontay cursed? Because, ever since he did what he did with people such as Breland and Kenny Bayless, threw them under the bus, is his career cursed until he make things right with them?
Well, I won't say curse. I won't say curse. Excuse me. But I will say karma could play the position. Like I said, I don't know if this man really truly believed the things that went on. I didn't jump on the he was drugged with the water thing. I didn't jump on that. I didn't jump on that at all. I didn't even jump on the suit was too heavy type thing. My biggest thing that I had problems with was Fury with the bullshit gloves. That was my biggest thing with Wilder. As far as Mark Breland, I said, this it's that man's money. He can make whatever decision he wants. Any company could fire any of their employees whenever they're ready, and nobody really questions it. The way he was fired, yeah, that brings question. Curse, no. I don't believe that. Karma, yeah, I believe that, what goes around comes around. He took the loss. It is what it is. All that's pretty much null and void right now at the point where we are at now. He's no longer a champion. Nobody's talking about him in the championship conversation. Let's be real. Why are they calling Wilder out to see him fight? Because they want to see if they could possibly see a big knockout. To me, that's pretty much what they are all they calling for. It don't matter if he gets knocked out or beat up. They just want to see if he'd be able to pull it off. Nobody made a big sting. Oh, Wilder got knocked out. Not one person was able to say it was bullshit. Not one. They had to accept it, just like he got accepted. Do you want to keep trying to do that? You know what I'm saying? Who are people going to really be willing to see Wilder fight now? Who can you name that people will be like, oh man, Wilder? Who can you name that people will really get excited about and say that they give Wilder a chance?
What's up with that Jarrell Miller fight? Big Baby Miller. They got personal history, bro.
That would just be, to me, a pride thing. We can go at it like that. That would be one of those things. And who knows? Shit.
Nah, they got some personal history. One, they got the whole sparring back and forth where they both gave 2 different accounts. They got
you talking about Big Fat Baby Miller?
Yes. That Miller. They got the whole sparring situation where they both gave different accounts. They got the whole situation with a certain woman that they both had relations with. And then just lots of, personal back and forth. Hey, Jarrell, he made a diss song and he mentioned Wilder in that song. So yeah, they definitely got some personal stuff built up. So I mean, what's up with that fight?
I don't know. You got one dude overweight that went out there and got his ass handed to him by Du Bois, who I don't know, man. I don't see that fight really making a lot of noise. I don't really see that fight making it. It'd be kind of like 2 old dogs that their teeth ain't all that sharp. They out there fighting, but they really can't get it done.
Jarrell, hey, he put Wilder name in a diss song, bro.
Well, don't Wilder make music? Wilder can pay him back with his own diss. Excuse me.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't want to see these niggas just keep making diss songs. Like, them songs need to lead to something, which is a fight held in Riyadh season. Wilder versus Big Baby. What's up with it?
Shit, I don't see it. I don't even know if it'd be a good fight. Wilder don't throw enough punches. Miller will fuck around, go out there and win.
Well, shit. I mean, you don't got to throw a lot of punches because I mean, look at Gervonta. He don't throw a lot of punches. It's just that one hitter quitter. You feel me?
Yeah, but are we gonna really put Wilder's skills compared to Devontae's skills? I think that's come on. I don't even think they come close. Because we know Tank can box. We know Tank got some boxing in it.
That's not what Floyd Mayweather said. Floyd Mayweather said Shakur got the best skills and Gervonta got sugar in his tank. What's up with Floyd saying that about his own fighter? He said he looked at Gervonta as a son and he said that about him.
Hold on. Let me go grab. I got to refill my cup because I'm going to have to hold that thought. God damn that Floyd. No, he didn't just hit me with that.
Hey, brother. Hey, the chat saying you getting cooked on your own show. Come back, MZ. I ain't gonna leave y'all silent, bro. I'm gonna wait till bro get back. You feel me? But yeah, bro, I ain't like how Water was slumped over. I think it was like the first or second round, but Zhang had him in that corner, and that nigga was like curled up and you know what I'm saying, like bending his whole waist. Like, first of all, you too big to be bending at the waist. You know, any trainer will tell you that you're not supposed to be doing that. But yeah, I ain't like how he was curled up like that. That's when I knew it was all bad for him.
We'll say Tank got sugar in his tank, and Shakur the best fighter. I mean, the best boxer.
That's what Floyd said. I got the receipts.
Now, I'm back. As far as Floyd saying that Shakur was the best boxer, as far as skill-wise, he said Tank had probably had the most powerful punch. What he didn't say was that Tank didn't have boxing skills. He did say that Shakur was probably the top as far as having skills, but he didn't diminish Tank's skills in any kind of way. As far as him saying that Tank got sugar in his blood, Tank or whatever, I think that's just because Floyd trying to get back at Tank, because Tank, if we've noticed over years, has always shot at Floyd. On the internet, he would take shots at Floyd and erase him. When it was first brought up about him fighting Lomachenko, I believe Tank came out with a tweet or something, said they trying to set him up to lose. Or was it the fight that when he first became champion? And he was like, they tried to set him up to lose, but he proved the difference. I really don't know what to say about those two and they antics that's going on, because like we noticed, every time Tank gets ready to fight, it seems like the soap opera that is he and Floyd Mayweather seems to have a new episode. So I don't know if this is a well-planned plot that they got going on, or if they really starting to have issues with each other. So I can't really say what's up with Floyd. One time he give you one certain reason, but one thing I am recognizing is he's starting to lose a lot of fighters. So maybe there is something to some of the early rumblings that Tank had made, some of the early rumblings that AB had made. But at the same time, you have to be some kind of disciplined in order to achieve what Floyd Mayweather achieved. You have to have some kind of discipline and stuff like that. Now, if he's trying to convey that to them and they just not getting it, or they just don't want to be that disciplined, I can see where the rumblings can come from. Or if he really jealous and don't want people to surpass him, I can possibly see that too, because I see how he reacts in the spotlight. I'm starting to see he's making a lot of interviews all of a sudden, and I'm like, this dude don't have a fight coming up and he's not fighting. Why are people so interested in what he's got to say? Because he's inserting himself into the conversation. So all I can say is Tank is still in the ring and Floyd not. What Floyd has to say, really, does it really matter? How many champions can we say Floyd has really pushed out that has really proven to stay champions and have longevity? How many champions has he had that he's pushed out? At one point, you were the biggest name in boxing. whether everybody loved you or a lot of people hated you, your name was the name. Floyd Money Mayweather. Before that, it was Pretty Boy Floyd, but your name was synonymous in living rooms around the world. And once you don't fight anymore, and that's what you're known for, I can see how the itch to still be relevant can pop up. And the only way to be relevant right now is attaching your name to the young fighters who are on the horizon. Haney, Ryan, Tank, Shakur, all these things. Do you believe that Tank really told Shakur not to sign with Mayweather? He really put Shakur up on game? All these things are starting to have to come into play with that question that you're asking right there. I don't give any credence to what Floyd's saying, because honestly, ask yourself this: if Tank is sweet or not, does it really matter when he step in the ring? That's the question, really. Him being sweet, as they say, what do they got to do with him in the ring? Nothing. Except a dude with some sugar in his tank is whooping everybody's ass. So I won't ride on that too much. I just leave it be. Floyd just trying to keep himself in the mix. Rod X, what you got for me, man? You got something for me? Hit me with a question or two or three. So I'm gonna have to go up here and take care of this safe. I have no freaking choice. I can never get to relax like I want. Little bro, I'm gonna tell you now, we're getting ready to. I'm gonna talk to E and Otis. We're gonna try to make a move down that way. I'm gonna get a weekend off this month. We're gonna come that way. Just to brush shoulders with you. What's up, Hyphy? You back?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I got knocked off, but some you saying like what, Floyd is lying and Shakur don't got better skills than Gervonta? Like what you saying?
I won't say Floyd lying, because I remember when we used to talk about it a couple of years ago. I think the fighters that I chose to be 1 and 2, last two standing, was Shakur and Tank. Was Shakur and Tank. Is Shakur and Tank. I still believe that. I believe Shakur got skills, yes. I believe Tank still has skills, yes. I think it'll be a good fight. Shakur won't be able to just bag up and run from Tank, which I don't think that would happen. I think they would put on a good show. Tank seems to have a good read or opinion of Shakur, just like Shakur has a good opinion of Tank and his skills. I think they both believe they can beat each other. We just have to wait to see if they get it lined up and they run into each other or not. But for Floyd, I think Floyd just putting stuff out there just to be Floyd.
Hey, well, Floyd, he said that's the fight that should be next. And, Shakur said he ready, but, Gervonta, he keeps saying, oh, I got 6 or 7 fights left, and, you in the plans. So, I mean, who don't want the fight?
Well, if he in the plan, I guess all we can do is sit back and wait to see if what Tank is saying is true. Who did he say is the 6 fights?
He didn't say. He just said, Shakur is in the plans. So he didn't say like, oh, I want to fight Shakur next, so I'm willing to fight Shakur next. When Shakur called him out, Shakur said we could fight right now. Gervonta, he not saying that.
Who Tank got up on the board next? Frank, right?
Somebody that ran from Shakur.
Are we saying that Frank ran from Shakur? Or are we saying, are we gonna believe Shakur and say that Frank ran, and we gonna doubt Frank saying that the money wasn't right?
I mean, he agreed to the money, then he didn't sign a contract. So, I mean, it sounded like you tell me that why he didn't sign a contract when he agreed to everything verbally and then he didn't sign the contract.
Well, that's the beauty about contracts. Regardless of what you say verbally, if you don't put your name on that dotted line, it don't really mean much. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe somebody got in Frank's ear. Maybe they said that it should have been, the deal should have been sweeter than what it was that he was expecting for. You know,
Well, hey,
the thing they're gonna
one
fall
of,
on is the business of boxing.
so you like one of his friends got in his ear because they were scared for his health against Shakur or something.
Now, I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is that one of the people is helping to lead his career in a direction. Um, might have said this is not the time, or this is not it. Now, with hindsight being in part of it, which is a better fight right now for Tank? Which for Frank? Which one is he going to capitalize as far, because they always talk about dollars? So which one is going to capitalize the most money for him?
I mean, to me, see, I see where you're going with it, but it would have made more sense because you would have made money. Like when he didn't fight Shakur, he just sat on the sideline. That's why he going into this fight with like over a year of activity. If Shakur was so easy, he could have just whipped Shakur easily and then went and fought Javante and got a bigger split. So I'm saying he said no to Shakur and he just sat idle. That's why people think he ran from Shakur.
I can understand that. Not having a ready opponent already set up, which this goes both ways, pretty much. Who did Shakur fight?
Shakur fought, his stablemate that wasn't scared to fight, which is Edwin De Los Santos.
The dude that everybody was saying Shakur did not make a good appearance of himself because he was pretty much running.
But at least he fought him. At least he fought, though. He didn't just sit on the sidelines not fighting nobody like Frank did.
I feel where you're going from, and I see you're making compelling argument. But I have to still say that, I really can't put my finger on it for you on that. Why Frank would have turned down the fight with Shakur and not have anybody to fight and end up being on the layoff for a year. Only plus that you can say out of it is he's getting ready to fight Tank, who's pretty much had a year layoff too.
Yeah, I see that, but I'm saying he could have whipped Shakur in November, and then he would have still got the Javante fight. So he would have made more money and had more momentum, and he wouldn't have been rusty. So it don't make no sense why he didn't fight Shakur. But nobody want to fight Shakur.
I can say this, by you saying it, it just gives me a great statement, and that statement is what Leonard Ellerby said. And that is, they in-house, they family. It's easy to make that fight. Rod X is adding in. He said Mayweather Promotions has turned out to be a disappointment. This is true. Like that goes back to me saying, what champions have Mayweather produced that were long standing? Because right now he's losing talent left and right, like a ship is sinking. Rod X also said, I heard Leonard Ellerby left Mayweather Promotions for Tank Davis promotional company. Really? That's new to me, because I can honestly say I pictured Leonard Ellerby being one of those guys that would ride with Floyd till the engine fell out the car. But if he made a move to work for Tank at Tank Promotions, who knows? It might be something. It might be something there. We can say this: if he did, Tank would be gaining the I would have to say a strong part of Mayweather's promotion without having the mouthpiece trying to take away from your shine. Because one thing Ellerby does to me well is talk Tank up. He does talk Tank up. Even when talking about Frank Martin, he still talks Tank up. He gives Frank his flowers, but he talks Tank up. So if he's joined them, I would like to see how that turns out. But what would that mean for Mayweather's promotions? I think Leonard Ellerby is a big pillar in that promotional company. So for Floyd to lose him, I think that would really be a painstaking blow.
Hey, it's a fighter on who signed to TMT named John Ingram. This the one who remember it was some sparring footage floating around of the dude who knocked out Rolly in sparring.
Yeah, I remember that because the dad got in the ring or the trainer got in the ring, was jumping up and down like, yeah, that shit. You know, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, like what I be hearing from like people out there in Vegas, they be saying like this dude John Ingram and Carmel Moulton, Mayweather fighter, they
Yeah,
seem
I
like
know Camille.
they like on the same level. Like they supposed to be like the next two up. But the dude John Ingram, he basically like he trying to leave TNT. And he been blasting LB because he's saying like what I'm saying, like he don't never get no fights, and he's saying like he's basically saying he's speaking for the whole Mayweather roster. It's just that he the only one willing to say it, but he was saying like, bro, we never get no fights, and they don't got no plans for us to give us no fights, and like how we supposed to grow as young prospects? We can't get no fights.
Wow, that's that's big for that's big for it to be coming out of one of his fighters who was brave enough to say that. I'm speaking for everybody. I'm just brave enough to say it. For not to have a plan for your fighters, to not have fights lined up for your fighters, that is a very bad look. How are you promoting your fighters? Um, you mentioned Cromwell, which is a good example. You would think at this time right now, a lot more noise would be getting made about that young man. Um, for the simple reason he's explosive, he's quick, he looks to be promising. He passes the eye test for sure. Um, when you do see him, it kind of gives you a tank feel, if that makes sense. It kind of gives you like you're looking at somebody who's kind of trying to, like they're looking for another tank. If that makes, maybe I put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Cromwell kind of puts you in that look. Just like it's another fighter that they got. I can't think of the guy's name. He's a little darker. Might be a little bit. They call him the gorilla or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Wait, who you talking about?
It's a guy. It's a guy. It's another young. It's another young prospect over there with Mayweather. They call him a silverback or a gorilla. It's something with they get dealing with gorilla in his nickname. Little cocky looking dude. Strong. He been getting knockouts too. He's over there with Floyd now. I've seen him with Cromel a few times myself. I've seen them together, but I saw some footage of him, and I'm like, he even kind of reminds me a little of Tank. I think shit. I don't know what to say about Mayweather Promotions. I think when they first came up with it, it was easy to follow Mayweather Promotions because the person that they were promoting was Mayweather because he was still fighting at the time. But I don't think they looked further enough down the road to start looking for the new talent that they would be able to bolster and have up there to keep that kind of ball rolling. I think Tank might have been the closest thing as the idea after AB, but AB was such a loose cannon and so wild. I think Floyd just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna leave him to his own devices," and we've seen what his own devices are. Um, I think Tank may have learned a little more from it, but I think Mayweather and them dropped the ball when they didn't really start looking for talent earlier than later when Floyd was getting ready to start leaving up out of there. So it's hard to say about Mayweather Productions except to say I have to agree with Rod X and say they pretty much have been a disappointment. He also said I can't knock Frank for taking the Tank fight over Shakur. No, you can't because you pretty much say I'm guessing that he gonna make the bigger larger amount of money fighting Tank. And you also have to look at it like this: when you say Tank and you say Shakur in a non-boxing environment where people are just casually watching the fight, who name is going to ring the loudest when they bring it up? Tanks or Shakur? I think Tank. So there's some pluses all the way around for Frank fighting Tank over Shakur. Just imagine if Frank can pull it off and beat Tank in a 12 round fight, That's going to say a lot. That'll ring loud. And that'll make the fight for him and Shakur even better. It'll give him a little more footage. If he could not get himself knocked out, these words are going to stand real hard. If, like I said, if Frank is to win this fight, a knockout would be a hell of a surprise. But him going the distance, that's going to be something different. I just realized I missed a comment. Upset of the year. Bro has said that Du Bois beating Herkovich was an upset of the year. You agree with that, Hyphy? I could agree with it because, like I said, I was looking at old Du Bois like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That fight getting stopped by the jab, that really put a sour taste in my mouth. As I know, I heard a lot of people say that, but he just stepped his fight game up. He turned it all the way around, and Herkovich just talked that good shit like he knew it was gonna go down. He just didn't do it. Kind of like what's his name? Went out there and got old all of a sudden and just got stopped. Sanchez lost me some money.
Ronnie Shields, he do a podcast on Warwick Radio every Tuesday. But so it just happened a few hours ago, so I'm gonna go check that one out later. But Ronnie Shields, he gonna talk about obviously what happened with his fighter Hergovich also. But yeah, I definitely agree. As far as like, I'm gonna say like more high profile fights between fighters like in the top 10 in rankings and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely upset of the year because nobody was picking Dubois.
Nobody had confidence in Dubois. I am not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna go out there and let Herkovich do it. Because I feel like I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of feel like he was a little soft. I didn't see that. Fuck that. We finna fight in him. I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? And him getting stopped in that fight with the jab, by a jab, that just, to me, it kind of confirmed he ain't hard like I thought he was. But actually, it seems that he found himself. It seems that he realized that he got a little more in him than what he got more in him than what I was giving him. I'll go ahead and say that. Let me go ahead and say Dubois, my bad. I was a little too hard on you. You are showing that you got a fighting spirit in you, and you've been stepping your game up these last few fights. You have been stepping your game up these last few fights, and you did such a well enough job against Usyk that it actually had people complaining about Usyk's win. So that right there says a lot. You showing something.
All right, so what fights you want to see, come out of that next? Dubois, he didn't do his thing. Zhang, he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? It's other heavyweight fighters that's
Zhang and Du Bois. Honestly, if I'm leading Zhang and trying to get him somewhere, I'm pushing him. Whatever fights he have, I'm pushing him toward getting him to the belts. I'm trying to. I'll be pushing like he can have one more fight, and then his next fight should be trying to fight for the belts, because that way Tyson and Usyk should be already handled their business on that. I don't think Zane's what 39, 38.
Yeah, 39 or 40 now, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. So whatever moves you're gonna make with him, his moves have to be direct and deliberate. If he's trying to get his hands on a piece of the championship crown, then his next fight should be against someone who is poised at their next fight, and he could take that from them. That's what I'm looking for him. I'm not really looking for him to be trying to mess with the other top fighters in that mix with him, unless they are actually set up to say this will catapult you into a championship fight.
Dubois, him being young, what is he, 25, 26? He's a youngster. Where he is perfect. It's a perfect spot for him to be set. He just beat Herkovich. He's he done fought the undisputed before he was undisputed and made a great showing of himself. So it is possible that he could be standing right at the cusp at 26 years old. He could be ready for that push into the limelight. You know, you got Joshua that he could try to go up against. He should be. I would be trying to push him like Frank Warren said. I'll be trying to aim him in the direction of those titles. I would be trying to move him that way too. Zhang more so because he's older. But with Du Bois, you know, him being just 26, I can't believe that youngster, that dude that young, but him being just 26, you know, you still got a lot of road for him that he can go. You could still get him in some fights where he could pick up some good work. But Zhang is the one that I would be pushing the hardest for. I would try to get Du Bois mixed into the mix as soon as possible, but I wouldn't let the opportunity slide if there was a Joshua or Anderson or somebody like that to pop up. I wouldn't shy him away from that. I would prepare him and go ahead and get him in those fights too, because right now, collecting scalps before you get to the belt is the perfect thing to be doing. Knocking off Anderson or Joshua would be big names for him.
Okay, so you know, some people that say he really knocked Usyk out with a body shot. So I mean,
Right.
you want to get a rematch with Usyk?
The only reason I didn't just name I didn't name Usyk right out the gate because I know that it's fairly impossible for him to fight Usyk, to even have Usyk on the thought right now, because the only thing Usyk is getting ready to deal with is Fury again. So that's why I said, if anything, get him an AJ or Big Baby Anderson or one of these up and comers. Let him knock one of them off, or put him up against one of them and see if he can knock one of them off, and then you should be able to have a conversation about a fight with Usyk or Fury, unless they got a trilogy already planned out.
Or he could just do like your hometown friend Frank Martin did, and just, you know, not fight nobody and then wait for a big fight to come. But look, bro, you got people like Joseph Parker out there. I mean, Dubois can fight Parker, AJ can rematch Parker.
Zhang could rematch Parker.
Zhang can rematch Parker. You know what I'm saying? They out there. Shit, do you want to see Wilder versus Hergovich, since they both just lost? It's all types of shit you can pair together.
Yeah, you can. Okay, Wilder, Herkovich, Zhang, Parker. Say Zhang happened to beat Parker, that still move him toward AJ and the belts. Say Parker fall to Zhang. Say Herkovich fall to Wilder. They give Wilder a chance to right the ship against Parker. Would he be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? Out of all the names you name, Wilder would be the biggest question mark of being able to get through get through the fights. He would have the biggest gauntlet to get through, I think. But all those would be some nice matchups. If you make it a run for the crown, I would have to put that on there. I would have to put a title on it like that, make it a run, one last run for the crown. Because those names that's in that box, many of them is pretty much their last run. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, and we never got to talk about it. But I mean, what's up with AJ? What he gonna do now that what I'm saying, his
now that Usyk is the champion?
Yeah, because he's scared of Usyk. He don't want nothing to do with Usyk.
Well, I'm gonna say, I got to give him the fact that people, we all agree that he do look different. He got some confidence. This is what AJ, right now, all he has to do is
win whatever fight he has coming up with whoever he has coming up, and just keep an eye on the ball with Usyk and Fury to see who walks away with it this time. I look at AJ and I'm like, I really still have a hard time of trying to gauge where I think what he will do and how he would do against Fury. I just, I just don't know. Fury is a cunning, slick dude when it comes to being in that ring. Will his mind games and stuff like that, will that affect AJ? Has AJ figured out how to deal with that mental aspect of the game? You know what I mean? Because that breakdown against Usyk was ugly. And you got the Gypsy King. I'm just saying, you got the Gypsy King and him going at it. He gonna be all kind of sausages and all kind of everything with Tyson Fury.
Yeah, you're making all good points. Hey, AJ, he might be jealous of Fury right now because, he fought Usyk twice and, both them losses was clear. Whereas Fury, he fought Usyk once and he had a hell of a close fight with him. He might already be jealous of that nigga.
Well, I wouldn't say jealous, but as a warrior or as a fighter or him looking at it, he looking at the fact that either fight is hard. If going out for what you just said, Fury fought Usyk to a close fight. They say Usyk beat me decisively both times, but he can rely on the fact that he could say Usyk had Fury falling all around the ring. He didn't have me like that. So he might, I like I said, it was just me always wondering what AJ would be able to do with Fury's head games and stuff like that. That's always been the asterisk over me with Fury and AJ. I just don't know how AJ would react to him. I haven't seen that angriness in AJ. The only time I think that I can remember AJ really having some letting some anger showing that he was ready for a fight was when he was getting ready to fight Miller. He seemed like he really wanted to do something to Miller and ended up going out there losing against Andy. So I really don't know. Can Tyson Fury get up under AJ's skin and get AJ aggravated where AJ want to go and put hands on him? Don't know. But I still feel like I'm not for sure how AJ would deal with Fury.
To me, that they shouldn't need none of this. He got to be angry or he got to be motivated to beat him. I mean, they've been rivals ever since this nigga AJ came in the game, basically. AJ and Fury. So, that should be enough right there. This really like for the battle of the whole United Kingdom. That should be enough on the line.
Have they lifted the ban on Fury? Can he even fight in the United Kingdom again?
Yeah, Fury, he could fight in the UK. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I think Eddie, I don't know, man. Eddie Hearn might let him fight him if it makes sense. I just don't know. I would have to sit down and really, think about how I would think that AJ would beat Fury. I won't say he can't beat Fury because everybody can be beaten. Just what would it take? We realized that Usyk getting on the inside was his biggest chance to beat Fury, which pretty much proved to be true. Once he got within range where he could put hands on Fury, that's what he did. Can AJ catch Fury with that sweet little combination that he throw, where he ended with the uppercut, where he dropped Andy Ruiz? But Fury, does AJ have it in him? Does AJ have it in him to bring the fight to Fury the whole fight? That's what I think he needs in him. He needs to keep Fury. He needs to keep Fury on the back foot the way Usyk did.
Hey, would you maybe add at AJ if he tried to force a Wilder fight right now?
Would I be mad at him?
I mean, like, yeah, like if he really, really, really tried to push for a Wilder fight right now.
No, I wouldn't be mad at him. Do what you need to do, young man. If you smell blood in the water and you feel like this is the best time to get Wilder, then by all means, attack. By all means, attack. But let it be known that I did say before, so I'll say it again. Out of anybody that Wilder fights, AJ may be the only fight that you see him rewind the hands of time. You know what I mean? That might be the one fight that you look up in Wilder, be old school Bomb Squad Wilder.
I mean, bro, I would hope so, because you know what I'm saying, it's just gonna be a bad look on AJ if now he trying to push for a Wilder fight super duper hard when, you know what I'm saying, he definitely didn't do that in the past. But you know, these nigga cherry picks have a tendency to go wrong.
Well, you got to go by what he did say. He did say once upon a time that when he fought Wilder, he would fight him when he was pretty sure he would win. I paraphrased some of the words that he used, but what he said was along that level. And this was back in the time around the 50 million. So it wouldn't be a surprise. It'd just be him actually doing what he said he thought. If he felt like he could beat Wilder, this is the weakest point in Wilder's time, then yeah, he should go for it.
Yeah, like I said, it's a whole bunch of mixing and matching you could do right now in that division. As long as, you know, my excellency stay afloat and, you know, these fighters, they stay with the program. Yeah, bro, you can keep mixing these niggas up for sure. Like, that fight I thought would have been cold. I thought Hrgovic would have pulled through. I would have said Hrgovic versus Jared Anderson. I thought that would have been a cold fight.
Hrgovic and Anderson?
Yeah, Hrgovic versus Jared Anderson. You know, provided Hrgovic would have beat Dubois last Saturday.
Yeah, you know, like I said, consensus was I thought Hrgovic was going to pull it off. I thought he was going to go out there and deal with Daniel. I thought he was going to muscle Daniel and bully Daniel. But I can honestly say, you know, Daniel is showing me a different side of him. He's showing me he is not to be bullied. He is not going to let you just beat him up and make him look bad. At least that's what I've been gaining from him from the last couple of fights. His next fight will go ahead and seal the deal for me. If he go out there and fight along the lines of the way he fought this fight, I can say that, you know, Daniel Dubois is one of the guys that come from overseas that has got me to say, okay, I can fuck with him a little bit. Kind of like Lennox Lewis, Josh Taylor, you know, guys like that, different guys, you know, I could actually say, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit. I think Dubois is turning that corner where I think he realizes, you know what I'm saying, that he can deal with what's in the heavyweight division. It ain't all what the myth of it is cracked up to be. And I'm just realizing it by him being so young. You know, people mature at different spots at different times, and they realize things at different times in their life. And he might be at that point where he said, you know what, I can do this. You know what I mean? Unlike Anderson, who was questioning himself in front of the world and crying if he could do it. Hello? Oh shit, he kicked you out again? I didn't even realize you was gone, bro.
But yeah, bro. I'm just thinking because like Hergovich, I like how Hergovich put his punches together and shit. Um, and then of course Jared, I just like his explosiveness. And then as you can see, they both got flaws. So that's what I'm saying. I just felt like that was an exciting fight too. But shit, I said like, what about Jared Anderson versus Daniel Dubois?
I said that when you were saying how would I lead Dubois or Zane as far as right now, and I said they both I would be pushing for the titles as quick as possible. Zane more so because he's older, and I was like I realized that Dubois is only 26. I'm like him facing AJ or Anderson would be good scalps for him, especially if he can knock off. If he knock off Anderson, that's taking Anderson's O, and yeah, that's taking Anderson's O. That would be a good scalp. Young, you knocked off one of the young lions that's coming through, and then to be able to knock off AJ, you knocked off the so-called heir apparent of boxing. Period. At one point, the sweetheart of the UK at one point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, him against Anderson, I think that would be a good scrap. It'll be a good test for Anderson, as well as a good test for Du Bois, especially the way Du Bois is fighting now. It would be a good clash.
Yeah, the only thing, I would just worry about like Dubois because that's a huge win for him because like he was an underdog. I hope, and I wouldn't know if his team they gonna play this shit where they're like, bruh, we ain't interested in taking no fights that's like so risky if they ain't coming with a whole bunch of reward. So yeah,
Well, that would
he
be
might
just
be on
stupid.
some shit. Yeah, he might be on some shit. Like I could see him like maybe wanting to fight Zhang, or like Joseph Parker. But
Yeah,
yeah, like a Jared Anderson, I think they might be like, yeah, like it ain't enough reward with that risk.
shit. If he realizing that he got it in him, remember we always say, "Shit, go on and knock his ass off now. Get him out the way." So if he do rear his ugly head in front of you when you're trying to go for these belts, you already got the confidence in you that I done knocked him off once. I'm finna knock him off again. I don't think it's a good idea to skip over certain fights because you could end up letting that person get on the roll and get confidence built up in them that would be hard to knock them down afterwards. So I think if you have a chance to pounce. Go ahead and lump them up and get them out the way. Because when you let somebody, you give them a chance to keep learning, keep growing, getting better, that just makes the road harder for you down the line. I would be like every threat that jumps up, hurry up and put that threat down instantly. Don't even let that motherfucker get a fire up under it. Put it out swiftly. Because if you let it grow, it could end up. If you let it grow, shit, it could turn into a raging fire, and then it can be hard to put out.
Yeah, I'm gonna see like what they take gonna be because I'm just looking at like Dubois how he was at the last press conference and stuff. He had just one of them attitudes like, nigga, I'm ready to take my risk. Like, nigga, it's either do or die with my career, and I'm ready to take them risks. So if he's still in that mindset, then he with it. But I hope his team don't try to do weak shit like, oh, okay, well, nigga, we want to bring him back and have a fight with a fellow countryman, Dillian White.
Oh, that would mess up everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and this is a big hope, but hopefully Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, because of Turkey Out Shape, getting the ball rolling, them having the 5-on-5, Eddie Hearn mixing in Americans with his fighters and stuff like that, and them just mixing it up. Hopefully, they get them in the way of thinking of the best thing to do is give people good fights, great fights. Forget trying to satisfy the countrymen and stuff like that. Let's just get the good fights is what gets you paid. Let's give these people the good fights, and hopefully Frank Warren might have had an epiphany with this and decide, you know what, I'm gonna start letting my fighters branch out more, because they proved something the other night. You know what I'm saying? They proved that they stand a chance with some big names, not the biggest names, but some big names. You know, Zhang knocked off Wilder. You know what I'm saying? When you just say that, Zhang knocked off Wilder, and then you equate one of the hardest punchers in this generation, knockout artist for sure. You know, that says a lot. Went to war with Tyson Fury. Maybe didn't win, but did not quit. You know, Frank Warren is like, maybe he look at it and say, you know what, America does have talent. Let's go over here. Matter of fact, Frank Warren should have been the one that said he was doing a American takeover and not Eddie Hearn. Not to throw a stone at Eddie right now, but for real, they just got swept 5-0.
Yeah, it's stumping on Eddie ass, bro. Hey, Eddie could beat him like 3 times, but that shit ain't never gonna equate to that nigga getting swept.
Nope, that's not that. Nope, not at all. But I'm excited if Golden Boy and Top Rank decide to do the same thing and don't bullshit us and don't put it on some pay-per-view for $500,000. They boxing might get a shot in the arm. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine Shakur and Speedy Rashidi and all those guys lined up against the other group of young talented talented fighters coming up? People will be going crazy. Bob Arum will be saying some crazy shit because he old and he just don't give a fuck. And Golden Boy, Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya, they'll be doing whatever it is they do. I don't know if they'll let Ryan fight though.
I know, bro, like, I know we had talked about it a little bit, but I still be hearing like people running around with this thing that you know, My Excellency, he basically about to like become an investor for PBC.
Well,
yeah.
If look, I'll give a view of it like this. If it's true, what does PBC and His Excellency stand to gain? PBC will have more drawing power. They'll also be able to have more fight dates because the Sheikh he gonna get the fights. He gonna get the fights. You see how he pointed at his crowd and said, whatever they want, we gonna make happen. Which pretty much said to me, y'all want to see Crawford and Canelo? Y'all gonna see that fight. I don't know how he gonna do it, but that's what I pretty much gained from it. So if he end up investing in PBC and he's not a silent investor, he's an investor that gets to help make some decisions, it could work out good for him.
I hear that. Like, my thing is though, and like, I know them motherfuckers at least as smart as me to come up with this thought. MZ, bro, if I could just come, you know, to your house, use your you know, your tools and shit to go do a job whenever I wanted to, because there ain't nothing you could do about it. Why would I go buy my own tools? I just come use your shit whenever I want to.
That's the beauty of, that's pretty much, if Sheikh invests in it, that's pretty much what he got. Whatever fighters that PBC got, they'll automatically be at his disposal. Well, not his disposal, but they'll be within his reach easy. I'm pretty sure that Turkey Al Sheikh got some smart enough financial people to know how to do business, that'll be able to go in there and make sure that when him and his wallet walk in there, they have more to say than just okay to the bill. Can you imagine? I'm just saying, can you imagine Turkey Al Sheikh buying into one of the promotional companies? It don't have to be PBC. It could be any of them. Can you imagine him buying into that? The influx of fighters that will probably be trying to sign up with them because they know fights are happening.
Going.
Huh?
I definitely see where you going.
You know, it to me, it's a possibility. So him buying into PBC or any of them, I believe that an influx of fighters will automatically contract up. I'm out of here. I'm going over here where Turkey Al Sheikh is. I'm gonna get the fight. I'm gonna get paid. I ain't got to haggle about my money, and I get to have good fights. And they fight more than once a year. We saw Deontay Wilder fight twice in the same year. Zhang fight twice in the same year, right? Or am I tripping? Within the calendar year, they fought twice. Something that fighting for PBC, where Deontay Wilder early he was getting fights like that, but later down the line, fights coming once a year. No, people tired of that. So yeah, I believe an influx of fights would happen. It would just be good for boxing all the way around. But right now, you know, I'm just a boxing fan having a dream.
Yeah, because right now, like how it's working, it's only benefiting. Is primarily benefiting My Excellency, and it's just giving Heyman some breathing room from stopping his fighters from becoming frustrated with him for not having dates. But as far as like saving PBC as a company, the way that they're working right now, it can't save PBC because My Excellency, you know, whenever he come and grab the PBC fighters, you know, PBC ain't part of, you know, their name is not placed anywhere on the promotion of.
Yeah.
The you know the fights is on the zone, so that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's right now it don't benefit PBC, but yeah, PBC they definitely need some help.
Well, all I can say is, you know, I give Al Heyman hats off. Great businessman. I know people don't like him, but I have to respect the fact that the man is a businessman. He ain't get where he is by sheer luck. And regardless what the other businessmen say about him, you know, Oscar and everybody else, he got into your world and made money. Simple and plain as that. He rode a top highway for a minute, came in the game and hooked up with the biggest name in boxing with Floyd Mayweather and his people, made a lot of money off of one fighter, pretty much. A lot of money off one fighter. That one name gained and garnished other fighters to come join. Just mismanaged and mishandled the way they did things to have fights and keep people super interested. Pay-per-view kind of killed a lot. Then, you know, Eddie Hearn came over here with his fast talking ass and his $1 billion with the zone to take over the boxing in the United States and kill pay-per-view, which he turned fucking around and started having pay-per-views on the zone. Go figure. You know, all kind of stuff is happening in boxing, but the main thing that I can say is we've been getting fights as of late. And if anything changes, I hope it changes for the better, where we can get even more fights and not less.
Yeah, and me, I say, I can understand why, like even at this day right now, I can understand why, like these fighters that's been with PBC for a while, I can understand why they're like say, oh, I never say nothing bad about Al, and like, I'm gonna ride with this nigga because let's say like if in the process like some of Al's doing, his goal has really always been to get the fighters the most money, and that's what he did. Now, even if in the process of that he didn't, let's say like screwed over some networks and stuff, and let's say like even ultimately did harm to his own company because like he overpaid them too much. you know, his intent was to get the fighters the most money, and you got to respect that.
Yeah, I've always respected that about him, and I've always, I felt good when I heard the fighters actually saying that they were getting paid. The top names were saying they was getting paid and stuff like that. I was happy to hear that. His job was to advise them to get the most money with the least amount of punishment. And with that being said, he did it, and you can't be mad at him for that. It might not have been the perfect model to pay everybody top-notch dollars, but then again, we've agreed by saying who's to say what a fighter's is worth. It's their life that's on the line when they step in there. So all those things come into play. I only think the best injection of it right now I can see is Turkey Alshake and the things that he's been doing. Eddie Hearn, bravo to you for however you did it, however you was able to bridge the gap between Turkey and us. Good job on that. You showed you got some promotion chops as far as making a business deal happen when we can start seeing fights. You ain't shit when it come to picking a team because you got swept like a motherfucker. You might need to go and check out your roster and get that shit together. Y'all got y'all asses handed to you. He could shoot back, and the zone people could shoot back and say, well, some of your PBC fighters was on there. Goddamn right they was. But I ain't tell y'all to pick him.
Hey, yeah, I would say, like when it comes to determining like what a fighter is worth, I mean, we can also, who's tell a fighter what they worth because they put their life at a risk and all that. But when it's business, you got to look at it from the business perspective, which is really come down to how what can a fighter sell, what can they draw, and I definitely feel like, yeah, it was like a lot of, let's just say, like overpaying fighters if we talking about from what their monetary value is on a market could bring in. So yeah, he did overpay a lot of them fighters, but like I said, I can understand why the fighters always be loyal to him because it's like, bruh, like nigga, you went overboard to like get us top dollar, and like you was willing to backstab other entities to get us the top dollar. Like you was for the fighters ultimately. So that's what I'm saying. He'd definitely be respected by those fighters that he worked with, even if that like overpaying them fighters ultimately caused his empire to come to an end. All right, but one way or another, bro. Like it's a
My
whole.
fault. My fault.
Okay.
I was answering you. I didn't realize I had hit the mute button so I wouldn't be making noise in the background. But I was gonna say, hey, this wouldn't be the first business that at some point he had to walk away from. Remember, he walked away from music. That's I think music is one of the biggest earners on the planet. Nobody do anything without music, pretty much. And he walked into boxing and stirred up a lot of things. Stirred it up to the point where he had Eddie Hearn and I mean not Eddie Hearn. He had Oscar and old school. What's his name? Al. I mean Bob. They were suing him. So you coming in, you shook up the wallets. You got fighters paid. You got them at a point which you have to respect because fighters know what they're worth now. They know that they can get money. So you've got them out of that era. You know what I mean? You got them to realize that, hey, I can be paid for what I do. And even better than that, some fighters have shown us that if you really want to fight somebody, you can. And it'll make money, regardless of what the big people say. Ryan, even though he's going through all the stuff he's going through right now, he did show us that. He showed us that you can't have two fighters to fight each other that people want to see fight. He goaded Tank until he got that fight. You know what I mean? So we in an era that if enough fighters realize the power that they have, and the promotional companies actually come up with a way, because I'm pretty sure they can come up with a way to get these people their money without having to go through all these loops and stuff like that. Hey, y'all take a cut. Y'all just promoting, y'all ain't fighting nobody. And some of y'all promoting ain't too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely see. It's like, however, like the business part of it worked, the logistics and stuff. It was just, that was definitely one of that was what Al was notarized for. Paying the fighters more than what they would get. He is basically known as like the highest paying when it came to these these American or shit promoters, period.
Right.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, to me, I look at like it ain't that bad, because that whole PBC model, that shit was a success for like damn near like a little over 10 years.
Yeah, and it could have succeeded a little longer if he didn't have the opposition in Top Rank and Golden Boy. And Eddie Hearn also came and became a thorn in the side of it. And when I say that, I mean, like, perfect example. When Obama became president, Mitch McConnell, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they made it their business to stand in front of cameras and say, just because he's the president, we're going to fight him on every decision he makes. You know what I mean? Unless it's going to help them. So you take that same thought and you come to boxing with it. Here you got this guy that's paying these fighters. So Golden Boy and Top Rank, we're going to decide, we're not going to really fuck with you right now. See how you do without the fighters that we have to make your fighters shine. Now, for a hot minute, that didn't work because PBC had enough top names where they can give people the fights, maybe not as often, but when they did give you the matchups, it was matchups you was like, oh, such a so-and-so finna fight. You know what I mean? They had the names. But when you couldn't rotate enough fights for the names no more, the layoffs start having longer periods in them. And then all of a sudden, now when you start opening up, when the other promotional companies decide to fuck with you, which they fighters are fighting a little more regular, and you do a cross promotion, you get your ass beat. So you lose some of your luster when it comes to the fans and their eyes. And then every one of your fights, pretty much, in order for us to see them, we had to pay for them. We had to come to pay-per-view. It was a very low number of non-pay-per-view fights that PBC was providing to the public, which could also play into what you say, speaking on hyphy. But for the most part of it, he did his job. His opposition was the other promotional companies and the fact that he ran out of good talent to keep producing the fights that people wanted to see. The cross promotion has to start taking place in order for the fans' thirst to be quenched.
Yeah, and like his company, let's say if it's coming to its end now, it's going through the same thing a lot of other companies have went through. It's just, okay, like when the economic times change, because ultimately, if the boxing fans was spending money as loosely as they was in 2017 and 2018, this won't even be the case. So that's just one of the things, just one of them fields where the consumers definitely tightened up. Ultimately, like, just being honest, if illegal streaming wasn't the way it was, I think PBC would still be reigning on top. You got illegal streaming that just made it so much easier to watch, to get the content without paying a dime.
Yep.
And
I can agree with that.
So
Illegal
of course
streaming
it's
is a
going to hurt.
motherfucker.
Yeah, so of course it's going to hurt. The company that
Bottom line.
has who has the most pay-per-views, which is them. ESPN is way more accessible to the average viewer. As way more people got ESPN than Showtime.
You're right about that. Because I got to have my ESPN. Ain't that what the commercial used to say?
Yeah, and see, if for those people who even pay for cable, like ESPN, that's the channel that just come with paying for your cable. Showtime, that's a movie channel, premium shit. Yeah, extra, and everybody know, each one of them Stars, Showtime, HBO, them bitches it'd be costing like $11 more, each. So it's way more households that got ESPN than Showtime.
Yeah. Say, Hypey, I gotta cut us short. I gotta go up here and count this safe and do the paperwork for the job. The night person.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I'm gonna end this by saying I don't agree with Wilder's father. I don't think he has 5 or 6 more years left in him. But they can always prove me wrong by proving me wrong and him making the climb. I give hats off and great kudos to that boy Daniel Du Bois for showing he got grit and he is actually in the gym. From what I can tell, him fighting, that he is making he's made a drastic change. He's fighting better. So I give him that, and I'm looking to see him in some fights, some big fights with some bigger names. I would like to see him against Jared Anderson. I would really like to see him against Jared Anderson. I would like to see him rematch Usyk and see if he could steal the win, or should I say steal defeat, give defeat to Usyk. I would like to see that, AJ, I would like to see AJ fight Fury, beat Fury, and then try to right the wrong against Usyk. I think he can, but he's gonna have to really dig deep to do it. I'm waiting for Crawford and oh shit, I can't even think of his last name. What's his last name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm waiting for Crawford, but I'm sitting excited to see Tank and Frank. With that being said, I'm gonna call it a night because I got to go do some things. Y'all heard it. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.